That's a good moment to start a game.
Yay.
Yay!
Woo!
Census, thank you.
Just gonna link this to my people so they know I'm playing.
Oh, right.
Ta-da!
Yep. Zap.
It's okay, the Kenku's a bird.
And go!
And go. Hi,
Wow.
everyone.
Hello.
Hi!
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hey, everybody.
I had an intro. And then someone mentioned Squonk the Goose, and all of my thoughts went away. All right. So, does anyone want to do a recap of what we did last episode?
I wasn't here last episode, so I need a very detailed recap.
boy.
We talked to people, lied our way into an appointment with the what are they called? The
say we
magic
lied
dogs.
our way in, but we failed the
Runic
lies and they let
Pensophical.
us in anyways.
The Runic Pensophical and
Didn't
the
was it really
brothers,
fail?
the brothers of the Runic Pensophical.
Yeah, those two.
The Grinstone brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, totally not a Fantastic Four reference.
Ha.
Yeah, no. Don't worry about that.
And we made an agreement with them that we could bring them bits and pieces of monster that we should happen to find, and maybe they would buy them off us. And they
Ooh.
gave us essence extractor and allowed us to purchase an essence extractor and monster grinder upper. But we did not have the funds for our bag of colding, so we can't keep the meaty bits
Yes,
without
you-
other arrangements.
I see.
We did get like bits of tarp for a
Yeah, we
temp
did pick up
set.
some tar.
Yeah,
For-
we got
Optimistically,
You have
That
a
was,
lot
that
of
was an
tarp.
event in and of itself, just trying to like negotiate tarp and what we meant by tarp.
yeah. So 90 square feet of canvas is what we have. 3 square feet of that has been used.
And then we set out.
Is it square feet or square yards? Let me check my notes because I
Square
wrote it down.
And fought split wolves.
Yes,
We did
yards.
fight split wolves, and
Fought
split wolves
split
are weird.
Split wolves are very
They were
weird.
gooey and uncomfortable.
Yes, and they outrun themselves.
I'm currently watching Stranger Things season 3, so I think I know what split wolf.
Have you watched episode 5 yet?
Shh.
Yes. I just finished episode 5 of Stranger Things season 3. I definitely know what a fucking split wolf is. Thank you very much.
I have not.
Ugh.
I have
Ugh.
not watched that, so I don't know if those are what I thought they were.
Ugh.
No,
But-
it's almost an exact representation of what you described and
Oh.
what happens in episode 5.
Horrible
It looks
wolves,
identical.
mouth goes open to their shoulders, tendrils come out.
No, just the goop whenever you kill them.
Hey, spoiler. Now we're getting into spoiler territory. We are live on
Ooh.
stream. Come on.
Yeah.
I just said
Even
the
though I've
word
watched the
goop.
entire 3rd season already.
So basically, like if a skinless wolf ate a displacer beast, no, not displacer beast. Yeah, displacer beast. They're the ones with the
Displacer
the things on their back. Yeah, a skinless wolf eats a displacer beast and then runs while farting. That's basically the split wolf.
Runs
Also
well
with a Dragon
wedding,
Ball- with like a
farting.
Dragon Ball Z
Farting.
after image. Like,
Yeah, they do the old Dragon Ball Z after image. Also, if they get their mouth around you, the tentacles suck your blood out and heal them.
It does do that.
I don't like split wolves.
Yeah.
They're really nasty.
They wouldn't happen to be vulnerable to fire, would they?
No,
No.
That would make me feel a whole hell of a lot better if they would.
they also don't die when you kill them.
How much silver do you want to make them vulnerable to
Oh,
fire?
more than you have access to.
Yeah, I know.
I can make that happen.
I mean,
Man.
I can too, probably.
oh my god.
But they were defeated eventually and rendered into kind of a
Goop.
sentient goo, and then we de-essenced the goo, and now we have split wolf essence.
After we extracted the essence, I believe we burned them until there was nothing left to burn.
Yes.
Thanks. I hate it.
There we are.
Yes,
At least you weren't there for it.
As you all found out, when you kill a split wolf, it doesn't die, and has a tendency to continue fighting even as a puddle of goo.
Feisty.
Thanks. I hate it.
And after that, we then arrived at the woods.
And
Which
There
I
was
assume
also
is
a 10
this
minute
place.
that is
There's
where you are.
better
You are
hiding
currently in the very borders of the forest of Evendar, where you discover tracks of creature that leaves gashes in trees.
Split wolf-sized gashes in trees, or no?
No, taller.
Taller.
Oh,
Like-
great.
We're like at Monster Hunter level gashes in trees at the moment.
They're about 6 feet off the ground.
That's
Maybe
a good
5,
8 inches
depending
above
on
the
the tree.
Kenku's head.
So we're excited.
So I'm
Um,
gonna just have everyone roll a history check to see if anyone knows about this forest at all.
Sure.
Fuck no.
Nope.
This is gonna be a big ol' nope.
Big
Of course,
old
the
nope.
tiefling. The tiefling knows for sure.
Prudence heard stories.
The tiefling has heard a few stories. You all know that this is the forest of Evendar.
Are you sure Artoria knows that?
I'm actually no, Artoria, you wouldn't know this. You're not from this continent. So this is all gonna be news to you. Most of you know that this is the forest of Evendar. This is one of the old lands that the High Elves used to call home. High Elves and what else used to call home before Demladar started to take over everything. Oglis and Rogue, you both know that Evendar, while the name has remained, most of the people that lived there prior left and moved south and reformed into a new continent, or sorry, not a new continent, a new kingdom that is currently called Corethan. And Prudence, you've
Yep.
heard rumors of this forest, especially as you traveled.
She's from there, so
People like to call this the Silent Wood.
That's what
People-
she said.
People go in and they're not
Hey.
heard from again.
So, well, this history is very fascinating. I'm curious if anyone has any information of, say, a military or survivalist, or perhaps what the hell leaves a mark on a tree 8 foot up in the air, short away.
I believe you all rolled for that last time and you couldn't figure it out.
I did not roll for that last time. What was the roll?
I would
I
like you to roll. Oh boy,
don't
what did I
think-
make them roll? I would
would
like you to roll an
assume nature?
investigation check.
I don't
Yeah, I
Survival.
don't
What
see
did we
anything
roll?
for us.
Woo! Isoba!
Well, it's
You're goddamn sorry. You are goddamned right.
Isoba, this is odd because the way the scratches are in the wood, the weapon or item that made these isn't bladed. It's not a clean cut. It looks like whatever made them was pushed and then jammed through and pulled through the bark. And it looks to be rounded. The closest you can think of is like a horn. Or possibly a tusk. A bull comes to mind, but it's far too tall in some places
Minotaur.
and far too forceful.
Minotaur.
Yeah, you guys spoke my mind.
Minotaur.
Or maybe he's going dinosaur.
What?
Maybe he's going dinosaurs.
Oh, maybe dinosaurs. Dinosaur.
You would know with a natural with a natural 20 on investigation. You don't see dinosaur footprints.
Aw.
Dinosaur DNA.
Y'all don't even know what a dinosaur are.
What
Are
a
there-
dinosaur are. Thank you.
Are there hoof prints or other
Looking
such?
around,
Are there any
are
markings on the ground?
there are markings.
Please let there be markings on the ground.
There are in fact markings.
It's a massive
They
horned owl.
are large and cloven.
Minotaur.
Ah. Well, that does settle things. At least we're dealing with something that's good eating.
And Isoba, because you rolled a natural 20, as you're looking around and you're looking at the tracks, and you start to move into the forest just a little bit, and you find a small chunk of something.
Gross.
You go and you pick it up, and it's reflective metal.
Okay.
Roll a nature check. It's funny. It's metallic. It's certainly metallic. It also feels organic.
Oh no.
Minotaur's
Oh,
poop
no.
metal.
No. My
Says,
OC Nellis just kicked in, but that's fine.
says Artoria in canon.
Quietly.
Your what just kicked in?
Out of character knowledge. Never mind. Carry on. Well, shall we pursue?
Cautiously. But yes.
Course.
I don't exactly do cautious.
Yes, that's why we're just going to have you two, and he gestures to you, Og and Artoria, just travel a few feet up front while we surveil from the back.
Okay.
Sounds like a good plan.
So, to let you know that if you're moving through this forest, it's considered difficult terrain as far as movement goes. And if you're moving stealthily, that is a quarter movement.
That seems reasonable while on fresh tracks.
They are not tracks in a way that depict a path. This is just pushing its way through.
That seems...
But it still
So
has
it's
to go
much
in a
easier
direction.
to just follow the destroyed forest.
Yeah, you could totally do that.
Is
I'm not
it
sure.
recent?
Somewhat.
I'm not so sure we're gonna be able to walk through stealthily with Artoria and Oglisk leading the way. But if we're
well,
just
things will
walking,
know
the
we're
rest...
there. Nothing will know
Right,
the rest
but-
is there, though.
Right. I was getting to that. We'll be the distraction.
Oh, yes. That is exactly what I was thinking. Distraction. Expendable assets.
You're
Hey.
also going to find that moving
Because it's
horses
prudent
through
of me to
this
say.
terrain may be a problem. You can do it. You can certainly do it. But you will go no faster than if you were on foot.
Fair. So I think it's sort of 2 scouting ahead, the rest of us following behind, moving at a slow pace, trying stealth, and I would say that we plan on establishing a camp long before it starts getting dusky.
Okay. Are we gonna do like a flying V pattern, Mighty Ducks all the way?
Oh yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, the Mighty Ducks. For there is no greater hunter than the mighty Squonk.
You dare invoke the name of Squonk? You are
Well,
brave.
If we're talking mighty hunters that fly in a V pack, I feel that there is no other being as fearsome as the mighty Squonk.
You all know that the mighty Squonk lives deep in the Underdark, just awaiting some fools to awaken it from its slumber.
Yes,
Woe be the foolish adventurers to wander upon the den of Squonk, for
Yes,
you shall doom the world.
one of the few creatures that's migratory patterns goes from the Underdark to the not Underdark.
I am actually filling out a character sheet for Squonk and adding Tarrasque sets.
Oh.
All right, so I say we start moving in.
So
Prudence
I will
with, like-
need stealth checks from everyone if you are moving stealthily.
I will try to move stealthily.
Boomerang in each hand.
That's a 29.
Damn.
A shield
You're
in the
the
extra
worst.
hand.
Right.
Are there trees that Snap can just kind of like hover and hop from one to another?
Oh yeah, this is a packed forest.
What do you say, Snap? You wanna have a height advantage for?
Little do you know, he's already up in a tree.
Yeah, you haven't seen Snap for a while, actually.
That works. I was just talking.
It's part of that whole distraction routine.
Correct.
So you all slowly and carefully, except for some of you, start making your way into this forest of dread and doom. Who is following the tracks?
I will.
Okay, I would like you to roll a survival check.
Yes, the thing I'm good at.
Okay. It's not incredibly difficult to follow this creature. It doesn't move as subtly as some of you. And as you're walking, you see not only the cloven footprints, but the gnashes into the tree as well. You also find, as you're walking through, bits of stone left in the dirt. Like it was dropping them behind as it was walking.
So you're saying this thing shits rock?
And silver.
Oh, as Artoria's like kicking one to the side, she just looks down at her boot and is like, ugh.
I mean, one could make that. One could totally make that assumption.
After
Going
seeing
off
a
of,
couple rocks, Oglisk will take a look at one and see if he can either sense anything from it or might know where it came.
Roll a nature check.
The real question is it made of gypsum? This is going off of Twitch chat.
Oh. Wow.
God damn it, guys. You can't really discern anything about the rock. They're not large chunks. They're pebbles. They're just not set into the ground. They're kind of just sporadically placed along the path.
Oglisk is a dwarf. He can recognize stone.
You recognize stone.
Okay,
I'm just
I'll
being a
I'll
dick
keep
now.
I'll keep following, but I'm gonna take note if they start becoming a regular thing. I'm gonna start picking them up and putting them in my pocket.
They're not
Gross.
regular. You come along every so often. It's not like the stones follow the same trail as the horn prints.
Okay.
You guys make it about there before your first day in the forest is starting to come to a close.
So, it may be a little extra effort, but given the size of the monstrosity which we are following, I feel that elevating our campsite may be beneficial this evening.
You mean sleep in trees?
Yeah, yeah.
If you're gonna make me try and climb a tree, it ain't gonna be pretty.
Well, have
Okay,
you invested in a block and tackle?
Oglus doesn't do trees.
We'll just
Well-
continue the theme of me and August being the bait while you guys sleep in trees above us, and so when you hear us screaming and getting dragged off into the night, you come and help us.
That does seem reasonable.
Does that mean they pull the watches as well, and we can actually sleep?
Well, if they pull all the watches, one of them is taking a point of exhaustion.
Okay, so they pull most of the watches, and we'll just sleep.
I mean,
Um,
Rogue can watch from the treetops. I mean, that's not a big deal.
It is at this point I will reveal to you guys that Isoba no longer needs to sleep.
Oh, you took that invocation.
I can take the watches with him, of course. A second set of eyes might be prudent in this forest. No pun intended.
The little owl flies down, flaps in your face, flies back up to the tree.
Well, as you all say, and during this time he's been roping Paladin and hoist Paladin up into a tree. The dog does not look at all comfortable about this. He then clambers
Just
up,
hold on,
ropes
hold
himself
on.
in.
Stop. Animal handling check
Sure.
to try to convince a dog to be roped. Nope.
Oh, Paladin,
start-
that is
You
not
start to
necessary.
get Paladin roped up, and as you first start to lift, Paladin notices what you're attempting to do, reaches over, and bites through the rope.
Well now, Paladin, that was unnecessary. As you can see, I have used the appropriate number of ropes and strings, unlike those dwarven fellows with their limited number of chains. There's at least a good 50 to 60 threads up there. And if you can't talk Paladin into it, he'll just grumpily let Paladin sleep on the ground and go up in the tree.
Paladin is going to sleep firmly on the ground where there's less chance of him falling because dogs can't climb trees.
Dogs can climb trees. They just need help. Ropes.
Not
and
armored,
special-
not armored dogs.
I was
Ropes
about
and
to say
special-
a mastiff would definitely need help climbing a tree.
Yeah.
There are certain dogs that can climb trees unassisted.
But no, if so, eventually Rogue will set himself up in a little hammock up in the tree.
Alright.
While everyone's getting set up, can I do a quick, like, well, it won't be quick, but perimeter check? Maybe go out like 15 feet.
Roll call this. Well, what are you looking for? What are you going out to look for?
Tracks, food, plants that I could use for.
Okay, let's call this
Rude.
survival.
The little owl is going just to keep an eye on him. No assistance.
You don't see any tracks other than the ones you're following. Not threatening ones anyway. You see the occasional deer or squirrel. a few patches of berries you go over, and you're about to pick them, and you go, wait, those are poisonous. Let's not.
With the deer tracks, did I happen to see a deer as well? And if so, can I do animal handling to try and get it close? So that we can
You do not see a deer, though the tracks are fairly old.
Okay.
They're about as old as the tracks you're following now.
Acheron is Snap.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go and report back to the crew that it looks like we're safe. No irregularities around.
So you all managed to bed down for the night, and I would like a perception check from the non-sleep Warlock.
Assisted by the owl.
Sure, take advantage.
Yes, boss. Oh, why do I not have that?
You may have it set to
16.
toggle. Yeah.
I do have it set to toggle. I'm gonna turn toggle off.
Nothing comes through camp at night. You seem to have a fairly good rest. You do see a group of foxes that come up, scamper up Paladin. Up near Paladin, he wakes up and he goes, "Rrr," and they all run away.
What? What? Oh yeah. Yeah. Good job, Paladin. That's right. Don't let any evictions near me. That would be terrible. Wait a second. Son of a bitch. Where's our football practice?
As Rogue, your goblin, mumbles his way through sleeping, you all eventually come to consciousness. A new day starting to breach through the trees. This is not a very dense forest, as far as the canopy goes, but it is a very crowded forest. Other than the trail of destruction you are following, the floor is covered in all sorts of small plant matter, bushes, pieces of thorn and vine. You've encountered already quite a few creatures that have made small mounds of dirt and twig and shelter. And many spiders.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, there are a lot of big spiders in here.
Nick.
Like big spiders or like large for a spider, or like fucking giant spider?
Like tarantula.
Oh, okay. So I don't have to burn everything to the ground right now.
No, you're not. Like, these are... Well, I guess depending on who you are, forest burning might be an option.
Sorry,
No,
my
I'm not
tiefling's
like
not
that.
here from the other campaign.
But, like, you woke up, you climbed out, and you looked at the ground, and there's, like, a big old little burrow spider that's just sitting up in your nest. Little trapdoor spider. You're like, oh, that's cool. And then you look at the tree, and there's another, tarantula just hanging out. Like, oh, it's gonna be one of those forests.
Did any start making a home on me while I slept?
Actually, you look in one of your mushrooms, and you see what you thought was just coloration, an odd coloration. There's a spider the same color as the underside of your mushroom, and he's just chilling there.
Nice.
Just big chilling, waiting for a bug.
Big boolin'.
Well, this is seriously disturbing.
All right, we ready to head out for day 2?
That's Hunter Minotaur.
Prudence tries not to fall out of the tree once she notices there's spiders everywhere.
There are spiders everywhere.
There,
You have woken up to find there are strands of spiderweb in your third arm.
Ah!
As Prudence falls out of the rest of the tree.
That's the arm that was keeping her from falling out of the tree when she was asleep.
And
Well.
something, while you were sleeping, thought it'd be a good place to make a nest,
No.
but left as soon as it started moving.
Well, the good news here is I hear that the giant spiders taste a lot like crab. So
I refuse to find out.
But these ones were fuzzy.
well, that boils off.
That
Question.
boils off as if we're going to boil it.
Uh,
Oh,
Good
that's
old
a thought.
boiled spider legs.
That's a thought.
so,
Question concerning the spiders.
Be gone,
Yes.
thought.
Are any of them venomous?
Roll a nature check.
Wunderbar. Give me just a moment. I need to get that. There it is. Where's the nature button? The nature button starts with N. 10.
Maybe. But milking a spider, trying to run around, catch and milk a spider, may prove time-consuming.
I'm not trying to catch and milk it. I'm just trying to catch one.
Possibly. You're unsure. You're not well versed in forest spiders and their potential toxicity.
sure. A quick question.
I'll try to... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, which direction would we say that this path has primarily been leading us? Due east, northeast, southeast?
North.
North.
A lot of north with a little bit of east.
Well, I had hoped to skirt the outside of the forest. Sure that should we encounter particularly desperate times, we could just head south a short ways and be in the clear. Is everyone okay with diving directly into the heart of said forest in a most unwise fashion?
Sure, fuck it.
Yeah, let's just cut through. It'll save us time and travels.
Excellent, excellent. I was hoping for a voice of reason amongst us, but why not?
But it's
The voice of reason said, fuck it.
Yep, this seems entirely reasonable to me. Carry on.
We've been playing 6 games. The voice of reason has already given up.
Yep.
Whoa!
Snap, roll an animal handling check.
Hey, not bad.
It's less of it becomes less of a coaxing it with like a stick to try to push it into the pouch, and more you sneaking up and grabbing a spider and shoving it in a pocket before it has a chance to run away.
That's cool.
But you now have pocket spider.
I now have a pocket spider. I am going
I will ask if you tried to do that stealthily from the party or not.
You know what? Fuck it, yes.
Okay, I need you to roll a stealth check.
26.
Okay, you all have no idea Snap has a pocket spider.
Fuck.
It's alright. He's reminded me of a Skeksis for quite some time, so I believe he already has pocket spiders.
Prudence, you especially have no idea that one of your party members has a pocket spider.
Not pleased.
During that
which-
process, can I also catch like a few grasshoppers and things to stick in there for food for it?
I'll say sure.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that-
because
that
you're a
part-
bird. I forgot.
Yeah, that part I'm not going to do stealthily.
Okay, you all watch as Snap is currently collecting bugs and shoving them in his pocket.
Oh, I see. So the hawk was too small for us to eat, but you're going to go ahead and collect all those bugs for yourself. That's just rude.
He kind of makes wiggly magic fingers at you.
I see. You
You
two.
would
Hello.
you would probably. Well, actually, no, you're not magically inclined, so
Nuh-uh.
no, you wouldn't recognize a
This is
component
the opposite
pouch.
of magically inclined.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't recognize a component pouch.
This is the only person in your party that is not magically inclined.
He's
Really? Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Snap is
Paladin, Artificer, Arcane Trickster, Cleric Druid, and Warlock.
and the Gunslinger.
And then the Gunslinger.
I just used the powder.
The
to
magic of
bang.
gunpowder.
Yep, the bang powder.
So, you all get back on the road.
Question:
Path.
How dark is it in here? You said the trees are spaced
The
pretty
trees are
tightly
spaced.
together.
The trees are spaced where the canopy isn't a problem of moving, and it's not the closest of the trees. It's all the stuff that makes up the ground that makes this forest hard to traverse.
Gotcha. So it's not necessarily dark.
It's not necessarily dark. There is tree cover, but there's light that pierces through it, and a lot of the light you're getting is very green and with spurts of white in places.
Gotcha.
So it looks beautiful, is what you're saying.
It's very pretty, except for the fact that every 5 feet you keep walking into thorns.
More spiders.
I'm
Except
used
for
to it.
Snap, because he's up in a tree.
For this day of travel, August will take the lead on following the tracks, and
Okay. So roll a survival check to stay on the path.
And as an aside, I would
Nice.
like Wind, the little owl, to be kind of trailing behind us, watching our rear, and alert me if he notices anything. Like,
Okay. Roll a perception check for wind.
thank you, advantage, because keen hearing and sight. 19.
He doesn't see anything at the moment.
That's cool.
You all follow the path, and as you're tracking north, you notice the path starts to go more eastward, and you start to push into the middle of the forest itself.
while
You've
hiking,
also noticed that this creature, while it is making some diversion in its movement, is heading in a fairly direct path. It is going somewhere with purpose.
okay. While we're
That's
tracking him,
disconcerting.
could I also keep an eye out for any alchemical flowers, moss?
Roll an
Whatnot.
investigation check.
I'm terrible at investigation.
Unfortunately, as you're keeping your eyes on this path and making sure that you're keeping your people in line in the fastest way to move through this forest, you're having a harder time finding reagents and ingredients at the same time. You think it may be easier to do so when you're not also focused on a particular movement.
Fair enough.
As they're traveling, Prudence, in the back of her head, is trying to come up with schematics for an automatic spider squasher.
No, this is actually interesting. Roll just a straight intelligence check.
Intelligence.
You're not sure about making an automatic spider squisher, but you start to think of items that might be useful against creatures, and a thought starts to brew in your mind, and we'll come back to this later if you continue to think on this,
Mhm.
of items and or weapons that give bonuses to attacking beast creatures.
Are bugs beasts?
Giant insects are considered beasts. I know some people out there are going to debate me and say they're monstrosities and must be burned at all cost. But
Well, of course they must be burned at all costs.
They are considered beasts for the sake of damages.
Burn at all cost, flamethrower.
So just keep that in mind. You have that thought in the back of your mind of possibly enchanting an item that can do extra damage to beast-type enemies. You all continue along your pathway, and you get about here.
Throughout the day, as I'm kind of...
Oh, and I need stealth checks from everyone.
Yeah.
Stealth checks from everyone!
Ooh,
That's
18.
trying to stealth.
That's a natural
or-
7. Yikes.
Yeah, who's trying stealth?
Woohoo!
Isoba, you're kind of getting a little bit pissy at all these branches and thorns that keep tying up your ropes. But everyone else seems to be able to quiet you and keep you moving in a general silenced path. The two armor wearers are just happily thump 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 thump.
Sure. Good.
Any chance I can, while I'm up in the trees, be looking for things like birds' nests to nick eggs from?
Yeah, sure. Just as a note, I'm not bugging you guys about food because I know you have someone that has the Outlander background.
Gear
So-
just leap into his sword.
So
Or sword.
we're just assuming that you always have food to eat.
I'm okay
Yeah,
As
with
we
that.
walk,
I
something
aren't
happens
eating.
to sprint across the path, and Artoria fucking skewers it.
Oh, actually, speaking of such things, while this is obviously a very desirable minotaur that we wish to hunt, I'm curious if perhaps a lesser beast path may have been crossed that we could warm up on.
In following these tracks and looking for others, I haven't seen anything. So
You have seen no things cross this path. You've seen tracks that come close and then immediately veer away.
Well, that's a good shot.
tracks that I would recognize.
Nature check.
Nope.
Maybe a wolf. Maybe two.
Not worth. I just keep following, keep leading on this.
And as you look for the tracks, you notice that they dart rapidly and in no particular direction in a zigzagging survival pattern.
Yeah, I feel like there's some hints being dropped here that
Yeah.
lead me to believe that we should be at least prepared with a exfiltration option.
Roughly how many eggs would you say I would have found?
Find a nest of like 4 eggs.
Good. That's
He's a
plenty.
child murderer.
No,
No, Sin's not here.
No, this is cannibalism.
not that either. As I said,
just
she's
went
gonna
not
interrupt
breaking
the
directions.
game now, isn't she?
Way fast.
I am not Sin.
Sure.
So,
as
It
we-
is not
as we
cannibalism
attempt to
if they
wrap
are
the
not the same
gods.
species.
I mean, I guess.
So, shall we? I know a particularly rousing marching ditty that I can sing quietly to myself so as to maintain my stealth. I hope you all have the same entertainment.
I would ask that you sing it loud enough for all of us to hear.
Well, that's not possible while maintaining the level of stealth which I have. Perhaps someday when I do not master my stealthiness as much.
Okay. All right. Are we wanting to set up camp at this spot? Is it getting dark?
You could. It is getting dark. And I should point out that as a note, a lot of the birds you're seeing in this forest, a lot of the creatures you're seeing in this forest, are not of the usual persuasion of color. there is a vividness to this place.
Okay.
The birds are brightly colored. The deer you've seen have had instead of muted browns, it's a very almost sheen-like brown to their coats. They're remembering what Prudence said. There is a elven magic to this place.
Excellent, excellent. Those will make fine furs.
They are, in fact, sometimes hunted for the color of their fur.
While they're setting up camp, again, I'll do another perimeter check.
Okay.
Survival again.
Another survival check.
Yep.
Okay. 21. DM reaches for a d20. 20. Once again, as you roam the path, you don't find anything of particular of a particular threat. A lone wolf does start to creep its way towards your group.
A normal wolf or
a normal wolf.
Just gotta clarify.
It is not red and terrifying.
Okay.
It then splits in half and no, I'm kidding.
Are you sure you haven't been watching Stranger Things?
I'm positive. I haven't finished season 2 yet.
Oh,
I binge watched it over the course of like
crime,
3 days.
I'm actually binge watching it with my mom.
Over 3 days, you amateur.
We're gonna finish season 2 this weekend, probably.
I was busy working on things. I had it on up on the other screen.
But
Kinda
as the wolf approaches, you druid your way towards it and explain that to the wolf that this is not a place for food, and it scampers away.
Well, so with that, can I talk to said wolf about if he or any of his wolf peoples
Do you have speak with animals?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think you like skipped a step there, bud.
Well, right, but you said that I walked up and that we
You're
were.
a druid. You have a connection with nature. You're
Right.
able to convey certain emotions and feelings to animals, and they smaller creatures, less threatening creatures, will tend to consider what you're conveying. To have a
Right.
conversation with an animal requires a spell.
I'm not planning on having a full-blown conversation, but we're under the influence that this is a minotaur. So I would just ask or say the word minotaur or big creature and just kind of read the reaction of the wolf. If that was possible.
The wolf appears to be hungry and searching for food.
Okay. Easy enough.
The only thing you're able to do is convince the wolf that food is not here.
Okay.
If you wanted to go any further than trying to convey a very basic emotion or feeling, you would need to use magic.
Okay. Understood.
The poor baby some food.
You also have a strong feeling that wherever it goes next, it will probably murder something brutally and have a meal. As wolves
As
tend.
long as it's not us.
We will meet again, Mr. Wolf. We will meet again.
Ethan bursts out from the ether and tries to tame it with biscuit.
Specifically with biscuits.
You make it back to your camp. You explain that you met a nice wolf. He was hungry, and he's going to look for food.
What?
Nice wolf. He was just looking for food. No harm.
Oh, okay. You met a nice wolf who wanted food. You sent him on his way, yes?
Correct.
Good.
Let's see if I remember this.
How do you know the wolf wanted How did Artoria
Magic,
ignorant
honey.
to the ways of druids?
Though Artoria doesn't have terrible wisdom.
Well, that's true.
She's not smart, but she understands the whys.
As long as it doesn't come back.
It probably won't.
I mean, I'm all for adventure, but I don't want to get bit in my sleep by wolves or spiders or anything
as you
really.
say
Or
that,
an
there's a
aspect.
spider that crawls up a tree next to you.
Like her robot hand just like swings out and smack. Like,
Not even breaking sentence.
It misses, and the spider continues on its way a little bit faster.
Oh, it's a jumping spider.
just flips it off. Like, I want to find this thing. That sounds more of a fun. I'm bored.
Perhaps we need to reevaluate your definition of fun, but as we've
We
already...
came out here to get essence of fuckery, and all we've been finding are bugs. You know?
Well, we did
I'm
find
getting a
those
little bloodthirsty. I mean,
Okay, you know what? You all just go up ahead there. You humanoids is the strangest things.
You are also technically a humanoid. I know you're a goblin, but
No,
Not
excuse me.
Sitting on
as
top
a,
of
as a
a dog.
goblinoid.
Doesn't
Goblinoid.
what you is.
Goblinoid.
He's
it's
actually
close
not wrong.
enough.
He is
No.
He's technically a goblinoid, not a human.
Yes, see,
Exactly.
that is why
Actually,
much...
I think 5e actually switched them back to being humanoids.
I think we are humanoids and goblinoids now, but we are goblinoid.
I am
But-
God here,
Yes, God.
Much
and
like
you're a humanoid.
much like our good friend here can go ahead and eat the eggs of birds, I can consume the flesh of humans without being cannibalistic. It's one of the
You
few
all
perks
think you should probably
of
sleep
being
with one eye open tonight.
goblinoid. Not that I
It's at
would.
this time that I would like to remind the party that Isoba does not sleep.
Onward.
Peter Paranoid.
Ish. You see, actually, Minotaur is the excellent meat because it combines the flavorfulness of long pork and beef into one easily sausageable package. So you get a...
Did you just say long pork?
Yes.
I know what that means.
Well, yes, it's fairly obvious by the description of the beef and the Minotaur.
You disgust me.
I think it's weird that you don't sleep.
We're even.
Touche. How do you say touche in Goblin?
Tucci. Yes, it was invented after one of our esteemed actors, Tucci.
Stanley Tucci joke? Because I would fucking love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
I love this party. I love you so much.
We love you too, the amalgamation.
So, onward after this creature that I increasingly suspect is going to be very terrible when we meet it.
So you're all bedding down for the night now that the goblin has assured you that he eats humanoids.
Yep.
Humanoids or humans?
Woo!
Humans
He
specific.
says humans, but there's a glint in his eye that makes you think he's not that picky.
I know I'm safe because he thinks I'm disgusting.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, you're also a humanoid. You just come seasoned.
Yes.
Right, but he has made it very clear that he does not like mushrooms, so I'm safe.
That's true. I'm not fond of the mushrooms. And of course, the bubblegum tiefling is more light snack that you chew all day. So.
And I can light people on fire. Fuck you.
Also a little weird.
So Isoba just informed you that he can cook your meals.
Ooh. Well, thank you. That's it. That's excellent.
Oh yeah, I guess
Okay.
I did do that.
As you all bend down, Isoba, roll your perception check.
20.
There we go.
Wow.
All right. So, as everyone's asleep, you're flipping through your book, passing the hours, keeping watch from the top of the tree. Near about the last hour, sun is just starting to peak up. Thinking maybe you should wake the crew up in a bit. You hear this high-pitched, angered, almost screeching roar.
Oh, if someone poke Artoria, she's snoring again.
It's about maybe 20 feet away from your camp.
Well,
I think adventure calls.
It's
Is
the
it
sound. You all wake up to hear the sound of a split wolf.
oh.
Oh fuck.
Okay, at that sound, August would tell people to stay in the trees, and he'll handle it.
Oh.
Like hell you will.
Yeah,
Not by yourself.
that sounds like a unreasonable
hell
expectation. But, I'll stay up in the tree on your insistence.
Artoria immediately jumps up and starts just putting on her armor. Like, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this.
Artoria, didn't we
10
learn
minutes
last time
later.
you sleep in your armor?
I feel like we already learned that lesson. Sleep in the armor.
Still uncomfy though.
It snags her hair. Can August do a perception check to see if he can either hear or see the blur?
Sure. Roll a perception check.
Prudence is going to cast a magic weapon on Artoria's giant sword thing.
You peer out, and you hear no creature movement. You also see no creature movement.
Okay. I will be ready with a reaction as I continue to scan for it.
And you all wait, and you hold your breath. 10 seconds go by. 20. A minute passes.
Do we know which direction it came from?
A little bit due west of your party.
And you said 20 feet, right outside the camp zone?
Yep.
And it's
Oh.
daylight.
Well,
2 minutes pass.
does anyone have anything they can throw in that direction?
Yeah, I got the rocks
I
that
can-
I've been picking up.
I can cast light on that rock and someone can fucking yeet it into the wood.
It seems like a reasonable thing.
Artoria will hoist a javelin from somewhere.
Hold on. It's he said the sun was coming up, so it's daylight, so we'll be able to see. We don't need to cast light or anything. Everyone just look around, especially you in the trees, because you can see better.
Well, yes, what I'm saying is a lit rock would throw light into shadowed areas like under bushes. So if you were to, what's the expression, yeet that rock along the ground, as it bounced, it may throw whatever is the source of this particular split wolf scream into sharp reef.
Okay.
You also remember that split wolves are fairly large themselves.
I climb a little higher in my tree.
And there's nothing around you guys that's that big to hide them.
Is this forest frequented by those birds that make the sounds of things they hear?
You mean Snap?
Yes, Snap. Exactly. Where is Snap? Snap.
Snap is up a tree with the rest of you guys.
Oh, sorry, Snap. Are any of your relatives known to frequent these woods?
Snap just gives you the full dead-on look that birds give whenever they're intently focused on something.
Yeah,
And you get a slight unsettling feeling about that look.
yes, by which I meant, the birds that do the mimicking. Pirates like them? No? Alright, so, probably not that then.
I say after a couple minutes of nothing, just
Isoba,
continue.
Artoria, Oglis, Rogue. As you stare at Snap, you watch him deadpan at the ground.
No, I'm deadpanning at the goblin.
At the ground goblin. You can't help but catch a small smirk just cracking along his face. Just a little bit.
I don't know what to do about a bird smiling, so I'm.
It's unsettling.
Yeah, there's something going
Can
on
birds
wrong with your
fucking
face.
smile? Is that a thing?
You think that Snap might be fucking with you guys.
Snap. Oh.
Oh, I see.
Having not been around him that long, I wouldn't. Oglis wouldn't have any other thought.
Well, the good news is that we should continue on after our inquiry. The bad news is Snap's a dick.
We knew that he eats his children.
Did I miss that part?
You made me waste a spell, asshole.
I'm
Yeah,
not
Dad, you're
sure.
down one magic weapon.
Yeah. I'm not sure that it has been confirmed that he has consumed his own children. I don't know if he passed this way some months ago and had a fling with whatever bird might have laid those eggs. Seems improbable.
And you continue on.
Good, because that was
Thank
about to
you.
result in a dagger being thrown at his feet.
Artoria, you want to take the lead this time?
Holy shit.
I was hoping to get away with that too.
Passive insight, I'm sorry.
I
was
know.
gonna let you do it.
I got a shitty roll, but damn it, I was hoping to get away with that.
I was gonna see how long it would take them to question you if they would have stayed an hour in the tree.
So we're continuing on finally.
Yeah.
Yes, finally.
So I think that's obligatory stealth checks from everybody.
Yep.
Since I am not focused on the tracks,
Oh, thank goodness I have advantage. That's a 19.
You're not fails at 12.
It's intense.
may I do a survival for looking for regents and tracks of other?
You can do a nature check for reagents. Artoria, roll a survival check to track the thing.
Gotcha. Anything helping? No, they're all stealthing. In a way. Yeah. 16.
As you continue on the path, you start to notice that the ground this creature's moving on is becoming less of a path of destruction and more of an actual path. There's clearing. There's a particular area on the ground where grasses aren't growing heavily. This is becoming an actual footpath.
How well traveled
I
does
don't
it
know
look?
if that's good or not.
It's not. Aside from this creature's footprints, it doesn't appear that much is traversing this road.
Well, do recall that the elves once dwelt in this forest, as have other ancient peoples.
You do see more cloven hoof prints going both the direction the creature's going and backwards, the way you came as you walk this.
Do they
Either
look
this
like-
one creature has walked it a bunch of times,
I
or
was gonna
there's
say,
more
does it
than
look
one.
do they look like the same size?
They look approximately the same. There's time between them, so it's hard to tell. They look approximately the same.
Well, I suppose we can continue after this thing, or we could set an elaborate trap and then stake out and wait for it to return to us.
Elaborate and trap aren't exactly my speed. I'll be the bait in the trap.
Oh,
Well, and we wanted to go to that town on the other side of the forest, so no sense in just waiting around.
yeah, that does sound reasonable. Let's just continue blindly forward.
Yes. Bush's great sword continues walking.
With eyes closed, blind, pushing forward.
As far as nature agents go,
Yes.
you do find as you're walking, there is a hanging moss on one side of a tree that can be used medicinally. You pick some up and you start to inspect it, feel through it, and it's got when you crush it between your fingers, it's got a very oily residue.
Okay.
You don't know if this would make good healing potions. It does help prevent infection.
Okay.
If prepared correctly. Roll a medicine check. Okay. Yes, you know this wouldn't make great healing potion, but if applied to a wound, if pushed into a wound that is affected by a disease, you can cleanse the disease as long as you apply it within a minute of the wound being suffered.
Okay. How long of a strand of the moss is it? Because you said it was a
You
hanging
get about
moss.
3 applications worth.
Okay. I'm gonna let it hang over one of my pauldrons, since it's a hanging moss. Help with my natural beauty.
And and you do a little druid crafting, and it slowly starts to take root within your armor.
Nice. That's what I was hoping.
Dope.
The rest of you watch the druid reach out, grab moss off a tree, attach it to himself, and now there's moss on him.
Well,
I guess I dig the aesthetic.
Nature stealth OP.
Yeah, I personally did not know that druids had a minimum number of bling. So,
That doesn't seem healthy. I mean,
ma.
All right. What time of day is it?
It's about midday. Now then, Artoria, as you stomp it, you start to hear a noise. A
look for the bird companion first.
You don't see him.
You don't see him.
I'll like vaguely give a signal in the direction of where my companions were to like slow up.
And you peer out. And the path that you've been following, in this footpath, is starting to open up wide. There's not a lot of cover in the middle of it. And from over a small natural hill, you see a large bull. Except it's reflecting light. And you watch as this bull is leaning over something. Its mouth opens and before its head tilts up and looks at you. I'd like everyone to place yourselves on the map, then roll initiative.
Here we go.
Oh, fuck. Are we placing ourselves over here where other
Yep.
people are? Also, who the fuck is this?
That is your new friend.
That is
You're already on the
What the
map.
fuck? What
You're
are
already
you?
on the map.
He's a mushroom dwarf.
Don't worry about what I am. I am a I'm a who.
So Artoria was the front of the spear. So y'all are
Why
fine.
are you?
Oh god, that's terrifying.
Snap is up in a tree.
Snap is up a tree. I will say,
When is
if you
Snap
wanted
not
to
up a tree,
stay up
though?
a tree and get
Mhm.
this close, I would need you to make a. Let's call this acrobatics. Okay, yeah. You hop from this tree to this tree to this tree, and you manage to get there.
Cool.
Artoria, beat a 1.1, please.
Wind is kind of back in the front.
Hey, actually, that's not a bad roll for me.
So let's see. Who is the furthest back? And what is that? Roughly 25 feet to the edge of the map?
Yeah.
So Wind is currently off the edge of the map at the moment. He's about 40 feet back from the rest of the group.
And as you all take in the sight, those things are statues. And the bull seemed to have eaten the head off one of them.
Great.
Awesome.
All right.
It's all right. No worries.
Let's do some fighting. First up, Rogue.
Well, this seems to be an appropriate time to test out my new weapon of choice.
Okay.
So first, Rogue will bonus action hide behind this tree and attempt.
Roll a stealth check for me.
Attempt to gain some advantage here. Stealth.
Okay.
All right.
You have successfully hidden.
And then disguising a enormously oversized and overcompensating weapon as a tree branch, he will fire upon shed giant bull creature.
Roll with advantage.
We'll try.
Stream can't see the map.
Uh-oh.
Stream.
Should be on players. Sin, reload.
Sin, Kyle, help. In the meantime, fire.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are all rocked as this massive shakes everything around you. Birds fly out from everywhere. Squirrels scamper away. A few spiders crawl down Prudence and run away. This is a massive firearm that just went off. Dealing quite a chunk of damage.
These things do happen on occasion.
You are, Rogue, you are nearly blown backwards off of your mount as the kickback of this rocks into your shoulder.
Ow.
However, you watch where you fired, a massive chunk of this natural armor is blown off the side of this creature.
Well, that was very nice. Oh, well done, me. Come along, Paladin. Let's mosey on. Oh, let's go way up here.
So Paladin will dash, and we'll move up over there.
I do not know what's going on with the stream or why the stream can't see the map. Players see it. Let's move back.
They're on the wrong map.
Yeah, you should be seeing the map.
Sin Kyle is logged in as GM permissions and is not moving automatically.
Because they have to manually move.
Oh, yeah,
They have to
Sin,
manually switch. Sin!
you're on map.
Oh lordy.
Follow the player icon.
What was she logged in as? Zebra something?
Mm.
Sin... Reboot.
Reboot. Big old re.
But yes, I will hide behind this large outcropping of stone and tree and other friendlies.
Okay. Artoria, you're up.
Oh my goodness, I think this is the earliest I've ever gone in the initiative order.
And probably the earliest you'll ever go again.
So, I think a good way to start this out is going to be a bonus action Shield of Faith on myself.
You are Shield of Faithed.
So, plus 2 AC. And then what but sprinting straight at the opposition.
You sprint straight up the opposition.
Is that the right? No, I could go one further.
Yeah, I wish there was a
There.
way you could
And I'll
rover
pick
and
the...
drag.
Yeah,
There is.
that would be... Oh, there is?
Yeah, so whenever you're
I just
going to
right-click, yeah,
drag,
duh.
yeah, you right click.
Forgot you could do that. Okay. So yeah, and then I will take the dodge action.
Okay.
Get ready for this, asshole.
Isoba.
Isoba is going to move his speed closer to the creature
Move your speed closer.
and 2 Eldritch Blasts coming at it.
2 Eldritch Blasts. Go ahead.
Zips up.
Okay. First one misses. Second one hits.
For 4 damage.
4 damage. All right. You.
And it is slowed by... its movement is slowed to 10 feet or by 10? By 10 feet.
By 10 feet. That would be brutal if you could just slow someone to 10 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving car. Nope. Any bonus action?
That's an incredibly good question. Yes. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Branding Smite.
Okay. Good to know. Alright, keep that in mind. Now it is the creature's turn. Creature, which is slowed 10 feet, not happy about it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you reload. Oh, wait, that's... Oh, that's not how that should work. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Snap to center.
Eagle.
Yeah, I think it's going to try to make a new meal. Let's see. Just making sure I can do this. I can do this. So, Artoria, as you look at this giant creature as it comes towards you, you watch as its nostrils tend to flare. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. Does dodge action do anything for saving throws?
Nope.
Gotcha.
Ooh, Isoba, good spot.
Yep.
It's not happy about that.
Isoba, great spot.
Yeah.
As it blows from its nostrils,
I did save.
a petrifying breath. And as you watch this green cloud whoosh across you, you grab your face and pull yourself back, and you feel it start to close around your throat, and you force through it, and you are not starting to become stone.
I think that is the first time an enemy has ever used a petrifying attack on me, and I've successfully saved it across any game I've ever played.
Wonderful.
GM layer. Oops.
Well, we're glad it happened.
Yes.
Okay, that's going to be its turn. It kicks in the dirt and lowers its horns, getting ready to charge. Snap.
Give me a moment. That's too short range. I mean, that's technically within range, but probably not going to work. That's too short range. And that is touch. Okay, so Snap really isn't going to do a whole lot.
I feel bad the stream cannot see this. I do not know if I can force Sin to look at this map, though.
Actually, short range of 80 feet.
You are up a tree, so
Yes.
we're going to be adding some distance to your shots.
Yep, that's fine. Am I still considered stealth from this?
Based
Based upon the previous roll?
upon the previous roll, yes.
Okay. Good.
It has seen Isoba. It has taken notice of Prue, who is standing out. It has taken notice of the thing that shot some of its armor off. It has not seen you yet.
Okay. So wind is going to come onto the board, so that's 15 feet of movement.
Okay.
There's an additional 45 for wind, so 45 will be there. About 15 feet up.
Okay.
Whatever is appropriate height for keeping a little bit of overwatch.
Okay. I will say it's level with you. You're about 20 feet up.
Okay. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Yeah, I'm still within short range. Since I am hidden, my main action is going to be to light crossbow.
Okay.
This will be at advantage because hidden.
Mhm.
And also we'll have sneak attack. I
that
don't think
misses.
16 is going to hit.
You
Okay.
watch as the arrow hits the front of it, and what would normally be a piercing blow to a normal ally bounces off the metal that makes up its face.
Awesome. Bonus action, he's going to shift around in the tree a little bit and attempt to hide again.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
24.
Hey,
Hey, we here.
stream is working.
And you believe you are stealthed. Also, this, just for the record, this blue, this yellow around the creature, this is just to show you how many
We
spaces.
can't see the yellow around this
Yeah,
creature.
we cannot
Well-
see the yellow, but the stream can.
The stream can.
And we understand that it is a large creature.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we understand that. I understand that.
I am not giving the Gorgon a weird aura.
Look, that's good.
The token is just small.
Yeah, if it's not occupying one square in its entirety,
Yeah,
it is
it's a
assumed
big-
to
it's
be
a big boy,
large
we
or
get it.
larger.
It's large.
Thick
big.
boy.
It's like 6 feet tall and wide. Prudence.
Just like me.
She's like, finally something interesting! Boomerang, boomerang.
Miss.
And just like, scoot back. Because that
You watch
thing
as the boomerangs both... And it's less that they're not hitting. This is just a hard shell.
Sproing. And, well, she's going to... She saw it spout something unfortunate, so she's gonna, like, scoot back a ways. Because she could throw farther now.
Prudence fucks this shit, I'm out.
No, she's not running away. She's backing up in case of
Performing a tactical retreat.
unfortunate
no,
vapors.
repositioning.
Yes.
You
She's
have
not
you have
retreating.
multi-attack, right?
Yes.
So you could have gotten another boomerang if you're not using your bonus action. You get 3 boomerangs now.
Yes, I do, but they're not
Twing.
prong. Boomerangs forever.
Remember your boomerangs.
Yes.
Oh.
Oglis.
All right.
He just breathed unfortunate at your friends.
Yes, he did. All right. So I'm gonna move up to here so that he is.
Oh god,
And-
why are there 2 of them?
Oh god, why are there 2 of them?
They both
They're multiplying.
just like a normal mushroom.
Yep, I left.
Okay,
that
that's my nightmare now.
One day we wake up and just 2 Oglis appear.
No, there's just like he's sleeping, but there's just a patch of tiny little Oglis sprouting out of the
Oh!
ground in a ring.
So I'll move up there. I will cast Shield of Faith on Isoba.
Okay, Isoba, now you have +2 to AC.
Ooh.
So I am actually going to try to give you guys a mark. You are... Dear roll 20, give me more things to mark players with. You have a Shield of Faith on.
Cool.
You have Shield of Faith on. You are also concentrating on something. Where's a good concentration marker? Sure, let's just go with blue. Blue dot will be concentration.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ready I'm gonna ready a reaction as well for if he comes charging.
Okay.
And,
What are you holding?
I'm going to have my Halo of Spores.
Okay.
I'm gonna have that as my reaction.
Okay, good to know. Rogue, you are back up. Rogue.
Did you mute yourself?
I may have muted myself and been talking for some time now.
No,
You
like
know,
the old push
like
to
you do.
talk.
Yeah,
That goblin math.
yeah, that's how that work.
Them
But yes,
goblin
what I was saying was, it worked well the last time, so I will attempt to stealth once more, and
you attempt to stealth.
and it seems to have gone well enough. So I will now.
I rolled a natural one to perceive you. Go ahead.
Excellent. So I will now peer. Come on, Paladin, what you doing? I will now lean around the side of this here, disguising my massive weapon as a chunk of rock, and then fire.
Fire your massive behemoth again.
Yes. And we will be firing with a little extra oomph. We have sprinkled lightly some extra gunpowder into the barrel, and a few of my caltrops just to add a little sting to it. One might call that a violent shot.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, sounds pretty fucking violent to me.
So we're going to spend 3 points of grit on that.
Okay, that would bring your misfire. Oh, it doesn't matter. You rolled a 15. I have to remember what the misfire rate for bad news is.
Yeah, misfire rate's high. And then
Misfire is now very high now.
we're now going to fire
That's plus 2 to the misfire score.
a 20.
That is a. Fuck's the roll. 10. Misfire of 3. 5, 7, 9. You just missed not blowing your gun up.
No.
The misfire rate was a 9.
So, having proved the efficiency of goblin engineering, 3d12, it will do that much extra of the damages.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
You blow another big chunk out of this creature. It is unhappy.
And with my extra action, I will reload.
Okay. Reload away. It's looking a little hurt. You see now 2 large pieces of its armored hide blown off. One on either side of its front shoulder blades.
And-
Artoria.
Whoa! It's in melee range. Or will be. We're gonna go ahead and just get on up right in its face.
Get on up.
Zoom around the side of it. I say zoom, but Artoria isn't exactly dexterous.
Thunk, 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 thunk.
Yes. And we're gonna go ahead and take 2 big ol' swings with the greatsword.
Okay, 2 big old swings. Roll them up.
Whack.
Hits.
Ooh!
Hits.
So we're gonna put a smite level 2 into the crit.
Nice.
So we'll just roll normal damage real fast. Alright, so that we're starting off with some 28 damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Plus,
that was too big.
second
big
level
swings.
smite is 3d8. The smite
6.
got deleted.
3d6
D6, sorry. That's okay.
at second level, so 66.
I feel like that's wrong.
Wait.
That's going with
The
the
extra-
text that he posted.
No, that's
2d8.
That's branding smite. That's a completely different
yeah,
thing, and that's
divine-
something that Ben had.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, divine smite,
2d8.
2d8 for first level plus a d8 for. Oh, so yeah, 3d8. Because I used a second level spell slot.
Oh, that was Isoba that did that.
Yes. So 28 damage plus 15 more.
Whew. Whew.
If that's applied on the crit, that gets doubled.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, you're right.
You get another 3d8.
You're right.
Oh, all of a sudden, this creature is not looking healthy. Artoria almost cleaves it in half as she runs forward and just chops down the middle.
57 points of damage.
What she lacks in grace and intelligence, she makes up with raw power to cleave someone's entire health bar down in one hit.
Yup. Yeah.
Noted,
Yep.
do not sneeze on Artoria.
Yes. What she
Bad
makes
thing
up in grace and dexterity, she makes up in something else.
Artoria, you have noticed your friends unable to damage this armor plate. You lunge forward, hold up your sword, and drive it into the plate. And you barely feel resistance. You go right through one of the middle of them and get your sword wedged a good 6-7 inches deep. The creature kicks and bucks and tries to pull away, but you have that sword, and you just follow up by just carving into it. You turn the sword point down and just pierce before having to pull away as one of the horns flicks towards you and nearly takes your head off.
Aggression.
Because she has a gun.
Isoba. This is suddenly the creature is suddenly looking very rough.
I am going to. I get to there, and then I am going to quarterstaff,
That'll hit.
and that ticks off my branding smite.
Oh.
Not nearly as cool, but that's the amount of damage that I do.
Okay. Oh,
It has a bonus effect too, right?
does have a bonus effect. I don't
It
remember.
can
what
no
branch it
longer
does.
go invisible.
Okay, you have a feeling it may not be too invisible, but it's also shedding a very bright light.
But it was cool.
It was very cool, and it's almost very dead. But
Thank
now
you.
it's very much its turn. So first it's going to see if it gets its petrifying breath back. It does not. It is unhappy.
Yeah.
It's going to try to kill the thing that... Intelligence of 2. It's going to try to hit the thing that hit it really hard.
That's fair.
So it is going to try to gore the ever-living shit out of you. There is the character sheet.
Perhaps in the journal.
22.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And the gore does...
Ooh,
22!
damn.
Ow.
So
Get back.
you're all proud. You're like, wow, I fucking did it! And you're looking, and Oglis and Snap, you can both see the horn has gone through Artoria.
I can take it.
There's a tiny bit of horn just on the other side. And it pulls back and it looks angry. It looks very wounded and caged animal.
Take back one more of those.
Do Gorgons bleed?
They actually do. You're watching a very thick, grayish
Yeah.
ichor pour out of it. Snap, it is your turn.
I've been muted. Does it make sounds?
It does make sounds. It makes bull noises.
Cool.
Have those in his repertoire.
Yep.
Metallic bull noises.
But good news, you also have the sound of a creature eating rock in your disposal.
Ooh. Yes. Making notes real quick. I am actually making notes of the sounds that I can make.
That's an incredible idea.
Yeah, I respect that.
Hey, I played a Kenku. I know that life. You think that I didn't have an entire amount of notes for cricket of things you guys have said or said?
I vividly remember explicitly teaching you as many curse words as possible.
And I used them.
So let's see. Next verse, same as the first. I'm going to do the light crossbow again after Wind moves.
Okay.
So Wind is going to move his. I'm just doing that because there and then there.
Oh, that's
So-
Win. I was wondering what the fuck that was.
Yeah, that's my little owl. Hiding underneath of a mushroom of all things. So, light crossbow. 19
Just
either way.
barely hits. How do you want to do this?
Ooh.
You said Artoria almost cleaved through the thing, yes?
Yup. There's a big old hole.
Yeah. I'm going to try to line up the shot to basically slice off enough of it to where it just kind of falls into two pieces.
Okay.
Onto the ground.
You fire, and as you're looking and you're observing the creature moving, you can see that there is a spinal column in this creature. It's below more than the plates. There's a lot of muscle and flesh that are between the plates and it. And you fire, and the arrow goes through the cut and jams between two vertebrae. And the creature kicks and bucks, and you watch as the arrow sinks in, and two vertebrae just separate. And the whole creature, front and back, just collapse down on itself, and it cries out in pain before its head falls to the ground, unmoving.
And Prudence is going to immediately start, like, dashing this way with the essence extractor. Like, skids down on her knees, just like, poke!
Okay, you extract some Gorgon essence.
Oh, that's stealth.
Ooh,
But yeah.
Gorgon essence.
You extract some Gorgon essence, and there's a couple things you can make of Gorgon essence.
Sword of petrification.
Poison of petrification,
That makes a lot more sense.
or potion of petrification.
Yes.
I will. Oglis will go up and check on Artoria.
Yeah, she like stumbles back a bit and is like, "Oh, that's."
Artoria has a hole in
Ow.
her.
Oh yeah, cure wounds.
No. Let me do it. I want to roll more than a 1 on this fucking healing light for 1.
And like a bit of the hole starts to close. You're like, "Gia, thanks."
Yeah, the little tiny pinhole that's from on your
Yeah,
back
the
from the horde.
pinhole in the back closes, so now it's not a through and through.
She'll just lay on hands, like at least 5 points into herself for now. Just try and stitch it up.
And Snap is going to jump down the tree and retrieve one of his crossbow bolts.
Yep. The other one snapped inside the spine.
Yep, that's perfectly fine. It's dead. So crossbow bolt.
So you have a dead Gorgon, and now that you can get close to it, the plates, the armored plates that you're looking at, while they are metal, and they are thick, thick metal plates. Now that you can see a cross section from what Artoria did, they're also organic. There's looking on the inside of them. It almost looks like muscle fiber on the cut away piece. Whatever this creature is, it eats stone, and its body makes these metal plates.
So my question mechanically is this something the druid could turn into armor to wear?
Technically,
Integrate this into your mushrooms.
you could technically wear this. Technically, it's better served making heavier armor because these are very thick pieces.
Yeah, Artoria's gonna. Her greatsword cleaved it before. She's just gonna start whacking off chunks.
Artoria, we does have a kit specifically for harvesting creatures. I'm sure there's a
Oh yeah, and there was a
plate separator in there.
There is a very large blade in there that you could start to. It's gonna take the full team. It's gonna take Artoria and Rogue prying and
Want the metal
some
bits.
burning, but you can get metal bits out of this.
yes. You will
So
also make
I
sure
want-
to especially
As
I
many
want-
metal
the
bits.
tutor.
Who
As
has
many
the
metal
kit?
bits.
Who has the kit?
Snap
I
has a
do
kid, and I
not.
believe someone else does as well.
August does.
No, August has the other one. Okay.
Okay. I would like one of you to start making the survival checks with advantage to start ripping this thing apart.
But I mean, it's metal. It doesn't need to be pretty. Just pull it apart.
This is to see how many functional chunks you can get.
24 is a good functional chunk. Well done,
Okay.
Augie.
It's what I
You
do.
get
But you can melt the non-functional chunks.
you can take the non-functional chunks and try to melt them down, but it's organic and you have no idea how it's going to melt well.
Let's just haul the entire corpse. Fuck it.
This is like a ton of beast. Good luck.
Quite
can do it.
literally.
Does it taste like cow?
Are you gonna try to taste some? There is flesh under there. It is gray, and based on its diet, you think it might be a little earthy.
You know what? Fuck it. The Kenku will take a chunk out of it.
And you beak a chunk out.
I'm not that uncivilized. I'll use my dagger to slice off a piece.
You eat a piece of gorgon meat, and boy, is it earthy. And it's got a real. It's the toughest steak you've ever eaten.
Gotta love that dirt flavor.
Imagine like
you do.
you just bit into a Timberland boot.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
That is a very visceral experience you've just implanted into my goddamn brain. Thank
But not in the front or the side. You bit on the part with the metal toe protector.
yeah.
Well,
You sink in a bit. You sink your beak into it, and you go. This is really hard to chew.
That's
And
what
you
the
go-
gullet's for.
Blech. So August, as you're slicing and cutting and prying, you're having Artoria grab and pull. Not so hard because she has a giant hole in her, but you pull. And you manage to get enough plates where you could, with the right smith who knows how to work in materials like this, pull together a full plate suit for a humanoid. And just based on what kind of creature these come from, it may or may not resist petrification.
Ooh.
That
Noted.
actually leads me to another question.
Now I want you to roll another survival check for more parts. Okay, you manage to get one of the horns off, the other one breaks. It splits down the middle as you try to wedge it off.
We salvaged the one that gored Artoria.
Yes, it's covered in blood. Make one more check. Okay. As you were digging through, and you got up to the neck bits, within the back of its head, there is a organ. It is a large, grayish gland within the beast. And as you lift it and press it, some greenish residue out, and you watch it this smoke lift through the air before it hardens and becomes a stone and falls to the ground.
Okay.
So you have no way to keep this, But if you find a way to keep this, you have the Gorgon's petrification gland.
Would I be able to attach it to my hanging moss that has taken root on my armor?
Unfortunately, while you're able to attach plant matter, this is a animal bit that needs a functioning living organ to survive.
Okay.
You know,
Canvas
just cut
time.
yourself open and stick it in you.
I mean, I do have resistance to a lot of things, but not petrification. Is there is there any way that we can use the essence extractor to extract the secretion from inside the gland? Because that's the
What you have in the essence extractor is the same you would get if you were to hit right on the gland.
Okay.
It's the same stuff.
Then let's just get more of it.
Also, as you guys have been here, and you've been doing this for a good 10 or so minutes, you watch something moving down this pathway.
What pathway?
I'll show you in uno momento, as I forgot to get the token. This pathway.
Teeny tiny token.
Well,
What in oblivion is that?
looks like a
fucking dragon.
stoned dwarf.
It looks like a statue.
Hey, Artoria, your services as a distraction are requested in that direction.
Oh, fuck, what is that?
I would like to move to here.
Yeah, Artoria will, great sword out.
Once
It's,
it gets
you're
to
watching it-
60...
You're watching it slowly move. Slowly. Like, really slowly.
I want to fire an Eldritch Blast at its feet.
Okay. You fire an Eldritch Blast and it just... It's going. It's coming. It's coming to get you.
That one SCP made out of fucking concrete.
You know that.
SP-173.
I mean, maybe that's just like a guy that got caught in its burp.
This fucking gun. Well,
How was it?
you look around and you look at these statues,
Those ones aren't moving, though.
and they're all petrified and
Shenanigans
super dead. This one is not.
Stop! No closer! And she'll, brandish the sword towards it.
Do I see that it's a dwarf, even though I'm pretty far away?
It is not a dwarf. It's the only token I have for this particular.
Okay.
Well, it seems like a reasonable time to open fire.
Are you firing?
Yes.
Is it saying anything or doing anything
No,
other than walking?
It's just walking towards you.
Let's see what it does first.
Yes,
He's coming.
I'm curious.
Why wouldn't you was curious about the bull? Did we hit it with the... And this thing you're letting get right up on you. That's just silliness.
As it gets closer and closer, Artoria raises
Like,
the great sword,
Does
slowly
it look
over her
like
head,
it's about
bang,
to
bang.
attack? Like, does it look like it's about to attack, or is it just going somewhere?
Roll an insight check.
Oh,
Not
so
a
is it
statue.
walking? Is it walking, or is it just terrifyingly sliding across the ground?
It's T-pose glitching out.
Just T-posing at us threateningly.
You're
It is
unable
asserting
to.
dominance at us.
You're
Prudence is
unable
not
to
good at
determine the aggression of a statue.
As it gets close, Artoria will just walk up and just poke it with the tip of her blade.
Here, Artoria, catch, and
Oh, you're all no longer concentrating on your spells. Been waiting till.
Rogue will toss over a bag of caltrops for them to use if necessary.
Okay.
I would like to hold. I would like to hold an action.
What action would you like to hold?
I would like to hold the casting of fear for if this thing attacks Artoria.
Okay.
Look out, it's a stone cold killer.
Artoria, what's your armor class?
17.
Give me a moment. Lost my character sheet.
Stop. In the name of the law.
It rolled a 15 plus 5, 20.
Oh, wow.
As it comes up at you
Mm-hmm.
and just claws you.
It's got claws.
So you take 1d10. That's 6 plus 3, so that's 9 slashing damage. I need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no.
Once again, you feel that strange, like, hardening in your body, and you just manage to push it off.
Okay, bad touch.
You release fear. Isoba?
Yes.
Yes. It is immune to being frightened.
Fuck.
Artoria
Not
would like
everybody
to try and,
else in the
kick it
30-foot
over because it's a statue.
But not everybody else in the 30-foot radius, because it does not discriminate.
It is a
But you can
cone.
cone it.
So
You could go that
drop
way.
drop a cone.
Oh, a cone. Oh, I see. Each creature 3-foot cone. I see. Yeah, I'll drop a cone that only includes it.
Okay. It is immune to
And
being
it's
frightened.
And not my friend.
Is anyone doing anything? Artoria's
Well,
holding
I'm
back.
going to try and kick it.
May I
Boomerang?
shoot it now?
Okay, everyone make your attack rolls.
Has your sensibilities?
Do
Yeah,
I get
ability.
to make all of them or just one?
You get to make all of them. It is murdering your friend.
Okay.
Hits. Also dead.
God.
no.
Artoria thinks her kick
Wait.
killed it.
1, 2. No, not dead. Never mind. I'm wrong.
Bro.
Artoria, you kick. Oh, your knee. Oh, your knee. Oh, that hurt.
Again! The other knee!
Hold
I
on.
don't think I'm not considered hidden from it, so that's a crit fail.
I'm gonna roll a d4. I'm just gonna roll a d4.
Who
Make
gets
another attack
21?
roll.
Ooh, who gets 18
Isoba,
points
what's
of
your
damage?
armor class?
Oh.
Right now, my arm class is 18.
So, as you are going, why didn't that work? That should have worked. Why didn't that work? A crossbow bolt hits the statue, bounces off and ricochets, and pierces you for half damage. You take 5 points of damage.
That is including sneak attack.
No, that is not including sneak attack. It is a ricocheted critical fail. You take 5 points of damage as you are struck in the chest by a ricocheting arrow.
What the fuck?
Bro.
Artoria, you kick, and
I
you
do
push it
3
5 feet.
bludgeoning damage.
Oh, were you trying? You kick it and you push it 5 feet,
Yes!
and it's starting to go back.
When you say go back towards or go back away from?
Towards.
Okay. Before it does that,
Well, these are expensive shots, but I suppose.
and then he'll try and stealth. Maybe. And then fire.
Let's see if its -1 wisdom sees you. It rolled a 1.
Yay!
So
Advantage.
0. Okay, so Isoba, after you watch Snap accidentally shoot you, you look up and
it
most
an
of the
accident?
statue is missing.
It's okay.
And oh, good, none of you are in 5 feet.
I kicked it away!
The rest of this statue also explodes into shrapnel.
Oh!
Ow.
And then we'll go ahead and reload that. Thanks
So,
for the gun.
Does it look like solid stone? Did it have like goo on the
It
inside?
looks like solid stone. Actually, what happens is when it is destroyed, you watch the thing turn into a very fine gray dust.
Oh, quick, get it with the essency thing.
Will it work if I try to essence it?
You can certainly try.
Essence of question mark?
Essence of question mark. You go and you put your needle in, and there's nothing to essence extract.
Just like the needle
However,
doesn't.
however,
Tink the needle against the stone.
Well, the stone is powder. It is a fine gray powder. However, within that powder, and you hit something. You dig your hands in and you pull out a skull.
Ooh.
It is a blackened stone of a skull.
This is neat. So it's a stone skull?
It is a skull that is blackened and stone-like. And you look it over, and it has a reflective surface. And you realize it's not stone; it's glass. It's obsidian glass.
I'm keeping this.
We can probably sell that for a lot.
Roll anyone who is proficient in Arcana. Please roll an Arcana check.
Oop.
-1. Not proficient.
Prudence. You, in your studies of alchemy and enchantment, have heard, and this is really only because you rolled a 25, have heard of victims of things like gorgons, of things like cockatrices, being taken and used for experiments long past, used in experiments of alchemy, used in experiments of enchanting, to see what can be done with someone who is petrified. What can we make out of them? Knowing that someone who is petrified, unless the statue is cracked in a way that would kill a person, they're still alive, is disconcerting. Knowing that someone made one of those things a living statue, horribly worse. You also know that some of these experiments succeeded in making something that forms this century a living statue. A stone-cursed statue. And that within these statues remains the person's memory. And as you look down at the skull, you think you might be holding a memory.
Artoria shiftily looks at the other two statues and then smashes them.
I mean,
That's how I
they
interpret
were
it.
Artoria, after hearing
things.
those could potentially still be living, breaks both
Oh,
statues.
It's like,
okay, I
Hey.
did interpret that wrong.
it's
Well,
like,
Okay, good.
That was extreme.
Okay, good. Isoba
Dang.
puts his fucking fire hands away.
That's not what I thought you meant. Gotcha.
So now there are definitely dead statues in pieces.
No. That was an error on Payton's part.
And even before you looked at them, the statuettes, one of them is already pre-crumbled. This one is already broken. And this one has a hole through the... You're fairly certain you know how it got there.
Looks at own hole.
And as you all look around and you look at where this came from, you notice there's a few pieces of cobblestone within this path.
Yup. This is obviously the dark art of the elves.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, elves is not to be trusted at all.
And this statue had to come from somewhere.
well, supposedly the elves are long gone.
Well, yes, that is what they want you to think, but
The elves who now reside in the place that you come from.
Yep.
yeah. And obviously that is not entirely true, as that dark elven fellow was at the crossing
Well,
of the bridge.
he wasn't from here. He was maybe from below here.
Or was he?
Very likely.
Yeah, probably.
Shall we keep going?
Most likely. Into the heart of darkness and danger, shall we?
Onwards. I like this adventure thing when it's fun.
Oh,
and
yes.
not murder. And not murders.
Not bugs.
And it is
So-
at that time that Snap throws his pocket spider at Prudence.
Oh no!
I'm kidding. I'm saving that pocket spider for much later.
The rogue will gesture Snap over and break out the little chisel set and start chiseling the coins out of the pockets of the statues.
As you start to chisel,
Ice
the coins
fucking
break
cold.
because they're stone now.
That gold doesn't turn to stone.
Everything that the person was wearing, all of
Where
the
did you
them and
do
all of their
that?
contents are rock.
Oh, that is. It's already a mineral. It's gold.
And it
That's-
is now a different mineral.
That is just cold. These beasts are a blight upon the world.
We now have a new party goal. We're not just monster hunters, we're Gorgon hunters.
Yes. Yes.
And you may get to fight War Gorgon, because you see that also upon this path with the few cobblestones are more cloven foot than the DM can form words. Are
Exactly
more
that.
cloven footprints.
Yes. I recommend we start learning how to make pit traps. I feel that would be effective against a beast such as this.
It's a bunch of digging
There's a lot of digging.
and perhaps
Yes, what was I
branches?
thinking? Putting our safety above several hours of manual labor.
Listen.
Foolishness
Yeah, but
indeed.
the
Bad
problem with
Patch
pit
this
traps.
all up.
Wait, hold up. But like the problem with pit traps is like you gotta. The thing has to come the way the pit is.
It's
And
a
I'll be on
bowl.
the other side of the pit.
Yeah, it's a bowl.
This
We
is a
give
great plan.
Artoria a red flag, and then it's like, here, bully bully. It's very easy.
And then
Oh, I should get a
Artoria
cape.
turns to stone.
So
Yeah,
the-
because we don't
then
care about
who's the bait?
Artoria.
who's luring the to the pit?
Artoria.
But I thought she was gonna be on the other side of the pit.
Yes, because
No,
we
I'll be,
want
I'll be like standing with my legs like super splayed out, like above the pit.
Well, I was thinking of a slightly bigger pit than that, though.
Oh,
I suppose I has never really crossed my mind how that Artoria can spread her legs, and I don't know that we
Ah,
make that upstream.
I didn't know
And you
that she was
all
into that kind of.
continue on the path, and you all continue on the path.
thank you.
We're walking.
I think her god
There
would
is
frown
no
upon
bard in
Max
this
as such.
party.
I can change that.
You all continue on the pathway, and it does make travel easier having a path. And by the end of the day, you are making some good progress on your journey towards the fucking center of this forest.
Yes.
Also,
Why?
do we need
Why?
to reroll stealth for
Great.
travel, or are you just going to roll with our one from the beginning of the day?
Let's reroll stealth because you fired a gigantic cannon.
It's
Multiple
it's
times.
a modestly sized cannon.
That statue was really far away, and you weren't supposed to encounter him yet. But
I didn't encounter him yet.
Jesus, my stealth rolls have been biting me today.
Youch.
Are we all rolling stuff or just him?
you are all rolling stealth.
Woo! I'm not the worst. I still got a 13.
Haha! Everyone's a little quiet for once.
All
Everyone's
right.
not alone.
We're all
So-
arguing
Oh,
about
I
pit
was looking
traps.
for
You are literally all pit traps on this path, taking no cover whatsoever.
Yeah, no, the Kenku's just kind of flitting around, looking at stuff, collecting more bugs.
And as you're walking, you're noticing the cobblestones are starting to become more common. There starts to be small outcroppings of not rock, building material. You're starting to walk through small, little bits of ruin.
Would I estimate that we are in the middle of the woods at this point?
You're getting there. You're almost there.
And seeing that they're runes, can I use stone sense to kind of see who or what was around here?
Roll a history check with advantage. No. They're old. Very old. Enough to have withered and broken down to this degree. But you can't glean any information.
Well,
You know what?
you go ahead.
You got shitty stealth rolls.
Bah.
Kenku's going to be flitting through the broken down buildings.
There's no buildings yet. There's just like bit of wall. Bit of wall. Every you see one every like 10 or so minutes. Bit of wall. Off the path. Bit of cobblestone. As you start to progress through the day, it starts to get more frequent, but there's no buildings yet. Like, you see two pieces connected to each other making a corner, but... The sun is starting to set.
I say we find the best corner and we can set up a camp at a corner of a building. That way there's less area in which we have to keep watch.
Roll a... Whoever wants to look for an area to bed down, I want you to roll a perception check.
The stream is stuck on the combat map.
That's because Stin is still...
Still logged in as DM.
Okay, Prudence.
Yeah, Snap's having none of it. He's looking for loot.
As you're looking, you do see an area that is a much higher wall than the rest of the broken pieces. And there's still trees around, actually. Let me give you a visual reference on what you possibly say.
Gasp.
Oh boy!
Oh
Jesus, there's more of those fucking things.
Yeah, did anyone else detect the presence of danger? And mushrooms?
No, but I can.
So, what you see are more broken, cracked statues.
Oh. These statues seem to be multiplying.
Do
You
they
still
look
hear...
older, like weathered, and they've been here for a while, or
Yes.
like this?
Hey,
Was
we didn't get a short rest in, did we?
If you would have liked to take a short rest, sure. I will say that you with the travel, you got a short rest in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not riding on a horse anymore, so you would have definitely had a horse available.
Hit die. Healing.
Yeah, you can roll hit die. I will say that your guys aren't moving in a particularly fast pace. You're taking it very leisurely, and some of you are on horseback. We're also making the assumption that you're not bringing the horses into battle after the Split Wolf incident.
Yes.
Oh god, there was a split wolf incident now.
Yeah, one of
One
your
of the horses went
horses was rolling death saves.
And lived.
One of our horses got at.
We named him, but I forget what we named him.
Lucky.
And I didn't make notes.
You named him Lucky, I think.
Oh, that's a solid guess.
I will go back and watch the video to find out what you named him after he natural 20 survived a death saving throw.
Hey.
Is that considered an NPC at this point? Now that we've named it?
Can we give him a level up?
Do you want to buy an NPC for the horse?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
You can totally do that.
Can we get him the fucking... What's it called?
Oh, we don't have that option in the stream
Let's
store.
get him a sidekick class.
Someone give them the option to buy the fucking horse a class.
Level up NPCs there. See it?
I think the silver store is currently disabled pending a new release, but you can check it out.
I mean, I see some new stuff in here.
There is new stuff that I have not looked at yet.
Large bag of loot. Magic item.
Yep.
All
sort
that
of
fun
stuff's
stuff.
there.
Crit
Mhm.
cards, fumble cards.
That's the new stuff. I don't know if Sin turned it on or not yet, but maybe she did.
I can redeem them.
Ooh.
So, aside from that though, Snap, would you like to scamper on up there and ascertain if those statues are the mobile type or the non-mobile type? As you is so sneaky. Most times.
Yeah, the Kenku will do so.
Are you moving in stealthily?
Yes.
Let's have you roll a new stealth check.
28.
You may place yourself upon the map.
This is wonderful. Yeah, wind will still be back 40 feet behind the group. I don't know where I'm supposed to be placing myself on the map, but I'm there.
Yep. Okay. You may move as you see fit.
Okay.
Just let me know what you're doing.
Yeah, let me measure distances real quick. Okay. And... Okay. Okay. I'm assuming that's full-size tree? Judging by the shadow that's being cast? Or
Which
is
one?
that a down tree?
That is full size tree.
Cool.
I
Okay.
made this. I am proud of this map.
Yes. Snap is going to move up to said full-size tree. And... This is technically... casting Mage Hand is an action. So... Yeah, okay. Snap's going to have to move up just a bit closer. But kind of trying to use the shadows of the tree to blend in a little bit better. His cloak helping him out.
Okay. Yep.
He is going to silently cast Mage Hand. And he is going to control the hand to go up and start poking at... Let's see. We'll do the one that's 25 feet away.
Okay.
So
Your
that guy.
hand reaches out. Arcane Essence. You could barely make out the translucent hand in it.
And just as note for future, the hand is invisible due to
Yep.
Mage Hand Legerdemain.
Yeah, I know.
Yee. So, any reaction from it?
No.
Okay, we're going to move to the one that's 20 feet from me.
You tap on his shoulder. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. Tuk, 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 tuk. Nothing.
Okay. He is going to slip into wind.
Okay.
And have wind kind of go and flutter in front of the party. And fly back and forth between me and the party. Just kind of trying to be like, come this way. Routing them around. Since I know these two are inactive, at least for the moment. They could potentially get up to this tree.
Okay. The rest of you watch as the Kanku's bird flutters between you and then flies back and then back to you and then back.
Clank, 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 clank.
So you'd all be coming in around here.
Yep. So, once they start making indication of their movement, I'm going to slip back out of wind.
Okay.
And continue to watch as they approach.
My token's big, but there it is.
Yo, can we all stay together?
Well,
I mean, he
why
did
are
say
we
that you guys
spreading
came in
ourselves
down
out
at
so
the
much?
bottom.
well, I thought we was coming in and then going up that ways, but I guess we could do it slow. Double back.
I'll lead the way.
Okay. So what you guys are seeing now is there's this large bush, smaller bushes, some trees, and these walls. This extends to the edge of the map, by the way. But these walls are pretty high.
Hey, Og. Is those mushrooms okay, or is they gonna start sprouting out of people's heads?
I can go check them out. Unless
I
I can deduce what kind of mushrooms they are from here.
You'd have to go look.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
I'll go
Yeah.
look.
I need to drop wind. Wind will be staying close by.
Okay.
So while everyone else stays here, I'll head over this way.
Yeah, mushrooms just give me a little bit of willish.
Can I get all the way up to the mushrooms? Like right
Yeah.
here? Okay.
And you look and roll a nature check. As you look these mushrooms over, they seem to be glowing around this patch of rock, feeding slowly on some dead foliage, and they're not poisonous. Edible.
Okay. I'll pick one up and eat it.
It's got a very earthy taste.
Okay. Good umami flavor.
Mm-hmm.
All
A
right.
little spicy, actually.
Oh, my favorite. Spicy food is the only food.
It's got a little natural spice to it.
Okay, and then I see the three statues behind as well.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll make
And
my
you
way
see
back.
that the three statues down there, they all have this look of kind of horror.
Okay. Do they look as decrepit as the other ones, or maybe in
There's a bit of
better
moss
condition?
growing on one of them, but hands are out, this look of fear taking their face.
Okay. Gotcha. I will note that, head back to the party, and say, no need to worry about the mushrooms, but there are three statue peoples down there as well as the ones ahead of us.
Okay.
So,
We'll have to be careful about them then.
regarding said statues, wind is actually going to flutter up to them. I'm slipping back into wind. Wind's going to flutter up to them and just kind of temporarily land on each of their heads. See if there's any reaction.
Bird. No reaction.
Okay, this is going to be for all of the S's and G's. Once the rest of the group gets up to snap, I'll enact it. But wind will be coming up as well.
Artoria begins to push forward.
So, which set? We're going up here.
Up
Yeah.
towards the Kenku.
Towards
Okay.
the wall. Artoria is going to get a little more in the middle, though.
Towards the Kenku or towards the wall?
There seems to be some confusion.
Yeah,
no,
if
Artoria is explicitly going off to the side. Like,
yeah, at that point the owl's going to come in and flutter in your face, trying to redirect you.
I know. Give me just a moment.
Going to continue fluttering in your face.
And she is going to divine sense.
Okay. Remind me of what that check's for.
It checks for celestial fiends or undead.
You reach out with your divine consciousness and sense no celestial fiends or undead within a 30-foot radius of you.
60-foot radius,
Uh,
I think.
it will pick up a celestial from the owl.
Well, is the
Ooh.
Find
that's
familiar.
Find familiar, Fae.
It's celestial, fey, or fiend.
Oh.
Player's choice.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then celestial. Then you sense celestial from the bird. The small bird, not the big bird.
Yes. I just assume it has to do with the magic that is its creation. And then I'll join back up with the group.
Okay.
August is going to want to be in the front, knowing that Artoria took most of the damage from the last one.
I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Thank you.
And at this point, the owl is going to land on the statue right here.
Mm-hmm.
Snap is going to cast Shocking Grasp through the owl.
Okay, roll for attack.
Oh, where is that button? That button is there.
You watch as the shock reaches out and you see a off of the statue and just dissipates off the stonework.
Your
Any reaction from anything?
Nope.
Okay.
will
Kenku's
that
going
was
to recall wind slip out of the view, and we're both going to join up with the rest of the group.
Okay.
Kind of trundling forward.
As we, knowing it, everyone's afraid of the statues. When we go by them, I'm just gonna take my warhammer and give them a nice big heave to try and crumble the statues.
Before you all start moving, as you walk past this statue, Snap,
Mm-hmm.
it reaches out and claws at you.
Awesome.
Well,
Well, shit.
And it does,
Question:
advantage.
As
Answer.
I have a bonus action. Would I be able to use that before he gets scratched or no?
This is technically a surprise,
Okay.
as unfortunately, while they remain motionless, cannot tell a stone cursed from a normal statue.
That's
And that was the whole point of the Shocking Grasp.
Unfortunately, you didn't hit its armor class, so it didn't react.
Yep.
well, from now on, we is art hater.
So that'd be a 20 to hit,
That'll touch.
Woof.
and you need to make a Constitution saving throw, and you take 16 points of damage.
Yikes. Okay.
And now I need everyone to roll initiative.
I didn't make that con save.
You feel your body start to harden, and where the scratch is left behind, you can see a dark gray spot start to flow onto their body.
Tip off them!
Quick, striker heroic pose.
Sorry, Artoria, I just want you to know that these things have worse decks than you do.
Yes! I would hope that literal stone is less dexterous than me.
Got a 0?
No, it got a 15, but it rolled an 18, but it's -3.
Can I use my reaction to have that damage?
You sure can. Just gonna get another stone cursed, so I have something to put a turn order with.
Thank you, uncanny dodge.
Turn 15. I'm just gonna have them all go at once because there's a lot of them. Has everyone rolled?
Yes.
First up is Isoba. You just watched the statue that was motionless and completely, you were sure it was a statue, and now you're positive that none of them are.
Oh, that's not what should happen. It should be casting that at 3rd level.
It'll cast it at 3rd level when you roll damage. Unfortunately, it hits the statue and glances off.
Bullshit! That's my whole turn.
That's her whole turn.
No, I'll move closer.
You'll move closer. All right. Snap. I need you to roll another Constitution saving throw.
Okay. And I'm assuming that's because I can't do anything because it's the end of my turn?
It happens at the... Hold on. Sorry, not... this will happen at the... Roll it at the end of your turn. For now, you have an action. But you are restrained.
Yeah.
As part of your body has turned as turning to stone.
Yep. Okay. Well. Give me just a moment. That's useless. That's useless. Okay. I need to untick this. And Shocking Grasp.
That hits, even with the 18. It hits. You reach out and you place your feathered hand upon it and... Yikes. 5 points of lightning damage.
And it cannot take reactions until the end of its next turn.
Good to know. Alright. And you blow a chunk of it
start
away.
of its next turn.
Now I need you to make that con save.
Yep. Well, for all the marbles. Nope.
Unfortunately, you watch as he pulls his hand back and all of the feathers turn into a gray stone-like material. Snap is petrified.
Yep, and I believe at that point wind would also disappear off of my shoulder.
Yes, as you were
because I'm considered incapacitated.
Don't forget to get him with the Ep.6 extractor.
What the what? What'd you just say?
I don't think it works anymore.
Actually,
now,
I don't...
Artoria.
Yeah, Find Familiar only ever goes away if you make it or it dies, so he's still there.
Oh. Neat.
Even if you die, your familiar exists. But snap no.
Back
I
in the
will-
character.
Yeah. I'm gonna run up to the statue and give it a big ol' swing with the great sword.
All right, big old swing.
Is 16?
That will miss.
And again. For a
Paladin.
crit. For 24.
It's gone. And as you watch another skull burst out from where you carve through, and it turns into this gray powder. Toot, 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 toot. And these aren't full skulls. They're about, I don't know, large softball size.
Oh.
But that one is definitively gone. Anything else?
Then I'm going to run up to the next one.
All right.
And just get ready.
You are prepared. Now it is all of their turn. These two are gonna really book it. They're gonna use their action. Get closer.
Oh,
As they
Wow.
T-pose threateningly towards us.
And then, oh no, they're coming.
Oh lord, they coming.
The slowest army you've ever seen.
Yep, one of the most dangerous.
Yep. Artoria, this one is going to take a claw at you. Not with advantage.
I'm going to use that icon for the petrification.
Uh-oh.
Jeez.
Oh, damn.
You giveth, you receive.
I suppose so.
So that will be 10 damage.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. Hey.
And you have to
take
make the
those.
con
I
save.
have to make
Now
the
you
con
have to make a con save.
You make a contact.
Yeah.
Alright, you are not restrained by the petrification.
Consistently not getting petrified.
Good.
Uglis, there's a dickhead in front of you.
Sorry.
I mean, I suppose his mushroom does make him look like that.
Whoa.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take a giant swipe with my warhammer.
Okay, swing away. That hits. Roll for damage.
Nope. Did the wrong one. There we go.
5. Alright, as you impact this thing, you watch as the stone that makes up this creature start to break and crack and do way more damage than you think it should have.
Right.
Bludgeoning against stone.
They
And
seem
then
to be a little bit vulnerable against bludgeoning damage.
okay, and then I'm going to channel my war priestness that allows me a bonus swing.
Channel that war priestness. Wing again. Okay, consistently in the 20s. It looks very, very almost gone. But it's still standing.
Okay, and then I'm going to ready a reaction. I guess that
You've used your action and your bonus action already, so you don't have an action hold.
okay.
Well, reactions just happen.
Yeah, and
It has to
Right.
specifically be a reaction.
Right.
which, for you, I know what you're holding your reaction for. It's your Halo of Spores.
It's not, but
No?
nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
You hold your action and use your reaction to do the action. But you've already used your action and your bonus action. Do you want
So-
to move anywhere?
No. So you're saying I can't use a reaction?
You can. If the ability is a reaction, you can use it.
Okay, then we're good.
You don't hold them. If you're going to use a reaction ability, you don't hold
You just
them.
do it.
You just,
Right.
Yeah.
The only time you would hold something is if you're holding an action, like you want to swing if something gets close.
Right. It was more me just saying I have a reaction that I want to.
Gotcha.
If something attacks
Gotcha.
me, not
Okay. So if something triggers that reaction, then you can do it.
right.
Rogue.
Uh,
It is the slowest army in history.
That's okay. We can capitalize on our maneuverability. So we will take a lance attack at the fellow next to Og.
Okay. Lance.
Lance, 18
Hits.
hits. 6 points of piercing damage.
And it is gone.
Awesome. Charge!
And then we will attack with second attack at the one to the north of Artoria. I don't think that's
That
going to hit.
misses. That bounces off the stone.
We will, however, use our action surge and take 2 more attacks if needed.
2 more attacks.
23 for 12,
Hits.
21 for 6.
Hits. And you watch the creature crumble.
Remember, we's much faster than them, so
Valiantly away.
yes, in this direction, I lead you to victory. Ranged attacks, folks. Ranged attacks.
That's it.
Prudence.
I got you.
Ranged attacks.
Ranged attacks. Boomerangs
There's
at
a
that
whole
guy.
bunch of people in boomerang range down here.
Yes, there's also a closer one at the moment.
Oh, you're
So-
fine.
It's gonna go at that one.
But bounce.
Going. Boom.
Miss. Hit.
15 misses?
Hmm?
15 misses?
15 misses.
That is
They are
going
made of
to
stone. They are not the easiest things in the world to hit.
Scoot.
Well, easy to hit. It's just a matter of actually making the hit.
Yeah, they're all technically in boomerang range, so yeah. That's it. Scooting back. Catching the boomerangs out the air, getting ready to hurl them again.
Top of the round, Isoba. You are within full dash range. It could get to you in 2 turns.
I'm gonna do something special.
Ah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hey! Alright, which one are you hexing?
That one.
Okay. He is hexed.
And then double Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch, but wow.
Wow.
That's consistent.
Boom.
Alright,
I'm
roll,
assuming both of those hit.
roll damage.
And a
Just
hex.
for funsies.
And
6,
since those are 2 separate attacks,
Yep.
Hex applies to both of them.
Nice.
6, 8, 9, 14. Oh, it's looking rough. It's looking chiseled away.
And its movement is -10.
It is 0.
Knew it. So it can't dash at me.
It is unable to move.
Wah wah.
Snap, you are petrified. Artoria,
Which is fun.
you see a statue. It is now actually a statue.
It is actually a statue. Could go around the snap.
You have to go around the snap. You cannot move through snap space anymore.
Yep. Though, fun
And-
fact, his cloak is still its normal cloakness. Magical items are not affected by petrification.
Mhm. So it's just a really hard to see statue.
'cause
Smack!
of
Smack.
Smack!
You don't even have to roll damage. It's gone.
And then I'd use my last 5 feet. Just keep on chugging towards them.
I suspect our friend Artoria is not familiar with the term ranged.
Oh, here they come.
Oh lord, they coming.
Oh lord, they coming. Look, they're trying their best, okay? Oglis.
Yes. Would we know that this guy's here or not quite?
Oh, that's my turn order keeper.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't exist. In fact, why don't we move you to the GM layers to not confuse anyone?
Question:
Yep.
Is my pocket spider petrified too, or is it just stuck inside of the component pouch?
Your
with all of
pocket
its bugs?
spider is unfortunately now locked in a stony prison.
At least he's got food.
Does
There's
he?
small gaps for air.
Are we
Yeah.
sure about that?
Probably has a big enough hole for it to be.
He's been collecting bugs
Yeah.
for like days.
Or is the spider itself also petrified?
No,
No.
the spider
No.
wasn't hit, and therefore didn't have to make a save.
That's fair, that's fair.
So I'm gonna move there. I'm going to ready. Oh no, I am in. All right, so I'm gonna swing at this guy with my warhammer.
Okay, swing. That'll hit. And he is gone.
Okay. Then I'm going to cast. For a bonus action, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on Artoria.
Okay.
Ooh.
And again, I have a reaction if they come up to me.
Okay. Rogue.
Uh,
Balam.
why is you all up there?
Excuse me, somebody's driving a dirt bike through my room.
That's very inconvenient. Why are they going through your room?
I'm not sure.
Charge. Then he will look, and he will spike his lance into the ground, draw his pistol, and fire up on the angle using a piercing shot.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can do it.
Queen.
Poof. I don't think a 14 is going to do anything, though.
Unfortunately, the piercing shot stops here
Clink.
as it bounces off.
Well, I suspect I should have used the larger caliber weapon.
That's it.
Okay. Prudence.
Boomerangs!
Boomerangs.
Of hitting and therefore bludgeoning. Boom, boom, boom. At
Ooh.
All
guy.
3 hit.
Aiming at this fellow.
And then
What?
attack again, because they're within
Yeah.
10 feet of each other,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
Bang,
Nice.
bang, bang, bang.
So that would just be 2 more
6.
for the second one. What? Will it be 3?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
So you get 6,
Dang.
12, 14 points of damage on this one, however, and you take a significant chunk of its life away. Or non-life, or whatever the fuck these things have.
So, okay. So
They're-
what? The
They're
question
angry
was,
monsters.
do I roll 6 total, right? Did I roll 6 or did I roll 5?
You rolled 1, 2, 3, 5.
So one more that would be bouncing off of this guy,
Yes.
boing, or not.
Unfortunately, no. They all
Bouncing.
lose some of their
Oomph.
oomph. But you did significant damage to one of them. And now it is Isoba's turn.
Well, I can move the hex to a new person with a bonus action.
Mhm.
I'm going to move to that guy.
Okay.
I'm going to try to finish him off
Try to finish him off.
with the first Eldritch Blast. That's
That'll
not going to hit.
miss.
A second Eldritch
And
Blast
that'll
is
miss.
also not going to hit. But this motherfucker's hexed.
Okay.
I hex you.
What does he have disadvantage on?
Probably strength. I don't necessarily know what my party can do, so strength.
Probably good. They don't look very dexy.
Yeah.
Artoria.
I will continue my onslaught. Hopefully. Run up and smack it. Smack.
Hit.
First smack.
Gone.
Yes.
That
Walk over. And I'm gonna smack.
Hit.
I'm gonna put a level 1 smite into it. So I don't think this one's taking much damage yet.
That's taking no damage, in fact.
So that's gonna be 12 plus 2d8. 15. Back. Great.
You have broken statues. Lots of piles of dust. Little obsidian skulls. And a statue friend.
So,
A little owl sitting on it and a cloak fluttering in the wind.
Prudence, you identified these creatures before. Roll another Arcana check. Now that you're starting to look at these creatures more closely and you're remembering what you've learned about them, you know that while they were a product of dark forces and horrible creatures that were made, they were also imperfect. Their petrification isn't a death sentence. And it has a time limit. You think that in 24 hours, your bird friend may break his way out of his cocoon and become a beautiful butter snap.
Keep in mind he currently weighs about 580 just based off of his equipment alone.
does he? What is the exact amount that he weighs?
So he himself weighs 54 pounds. He is carrying
Okay.
58.26 pounds of equipment, so that is 112.26 pounds. Multiply that by 10.
well, we could probably assist him by removing some of that equipment.
It's all petrified to me.
You know, the special one that I'm interested in actually isn't. But that's fine.
So no Tensor's floating disc then, eh?
How much can that carry?
Exactly 500 pounds.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be able to carry him if he was buck naked and petrified.
Really? Is
Stone
that what the
is
rules
heavy.
on petrification are?
Its weight increases by a factor of 10.
Jesus.
That's
Yeah.
nutty.
Unfortunately.
Does anyone have any helium balloons?
We cannot drag him to the city in 24 hours.
Nope.
I also
wager
have.
big.
Would,
It is
would
not
two
it is
Tensor's
not,
floating discs work? If we
it
get
is
one
not
under
a
each
he
foot,
dies in 24 hours. He will get out in 24 hours.
he will be fine.
Oh.
You have
Yes.
to remain at that location for 24 hours.
Oh, we can do that.
Because
Yeah, we-
there is no way in hell you guys can carry 1,200 plus pounds of
We just-
equipment.
Put up your hood, pull it close.
It's already up.
That should keep him out of the elements.
Well,
Then,
Unfortunately, the moss would not. This is not a disease. The moss is very specific to.
Prudence is gonna take this time to, like, wrap Snap's beak shut with a bunch of twine.
Well,
For
good news
later.
is, yeah,
he couldn't have gotten petrified within the wall.
Well, he's fine.
yeah, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
And look, we has all these nice new skulls.
That we can.
How many?
Oh, I'm sure the brothers will love to find out whatever's about those.
Because I could stick them in the bag of holding for now.
think there were 7 of them.
7 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem very
Plus
interested
the
in
original
making
one.
golems.
7. Oh,
I think
Yeah, so you should have
total.
8 in total.
8. Okay.
Prudence,
Artoria will just
you-
go get food.
You do know that you could potentially learn something from these skulls. You're not sure what. And you only have one shot at it. But you could try to make them speak.
She will try to
Wait a
make them
minute.
speak.
Wait a minute. Isoba has a better idea, and he takes out his helmet.
Ooh.
You take out your helmet and aim your consciousness towards the skulls.
Set up the
and
skulls in like a little like
Nothing
congregation.
happens.
Hmm.
Okay, so they don't have actual thoughts, but they store a memory. Okay. Important information.
So she will mess with that like once they set up camp and they're all secure and whatnot. I guess we're going in here for
Sure, seems reasonable.
So how do we go about attempting a thing?
Go about what? Sorry, I just didn't catch what you said.
Attempting to get the memories.
Okay.
Learning.
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to make I want you to sit. You need to sit there with the skull.
Mhm.
Take a minute with it. Focus on it. Roll an Arcana check.
That's
Of
fitting.
course.
As you hold the skull, you feel consciousness start to push its way into your own, but it fades away. And as you look at the skull, the shine that was on it fades.
Before you try that with any others, let me do something.
Unfortunately, that skull is rendered inert. You can no longer get a memory.
But is it
Yeah.
still a glass fucking skull?
It is
Yeah.
still a
Yes.
still a
Which is cool as fuck.
softball-sized glass
Obsidian skull. So yeah.
Because we can
Small skull.
still probably
All that.
sell that for some dosh.
Or we'd like mount it on our pauldrons and look all badass.
No, probably not that.
I will say that
but-
each skull is probably worth about 100 gold.
Yeah, we're selling these fucking things if this doesn't work.
String them together, wear them like a big necklace.
No. No, because we've probably got about, what, 600 gold just sitting in front of us right now?
800.
800? Okay. Okay.
We could get a carriage and install it on the brake lever.
A what?
Get a
What?
carriage and it's
What?
It's
No,
gear
I
shifter.
heard you. I heard you. I just don't.
I think it's now a rule that every single game, the goblin has to make someone face palm into their mic.
I think every game, you mean like every half hour.
well, it's decorations. What
You all
what does-
start to set up camp.
Yeah, what'd you think the people who's gonna buy it's gonna do? They're gonna fling out their ride.
Yeah, Zach. After Artoria brings back the 2 halves of a deer or some shit,
Jesus.
she is going to. She's gonna try and meditate since these skulls contain the memories of the dead. She's gonna try and communicate with her god.
And Snap, this isn't me saying it's 24 hours. It's Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes.
That was gibberish to me. Repeat that.
The monster itself, it's imperfect, and the petrification only lasts 24 hours. I'm
Okay.
making this out of a book.
Oh, gotcha.
This is actually a monster from the one of the things.
Cool.
Okay, you're gonna try to commune with your deity.
Yes.
I will set you all here.
What the hell was that?
Before attempting to meditate, Artoria will, like, when she brings back the food, she'll hold up like a bit of it towards the owl. Like, do you eat your magic?
The owl looks at you for a moment and then flutters back to the statue.
Gotcha. Then she goes to meditate.
Okay.
Snap does
roll
feed wind every now and then, though. That would have been
roll
something the party would have noticed.
a wisdom check.
Hey.
We take those.
You sit and you meditate. You feel something start to wrap around your face. You open your eyes, and it's the same thread you saw before. And you trace your eye across the silvered thread, heading deeper towards more ruins. You look, it passes through stone, vanishes from sight. And then it fades away. Something is drawing you this way. Some thread from your deity, not yet completely severed.
All right.
With Snap being petrified, can I go up and just to get a little bit more of a reading on who Snap is, because he's a little strange? Can I use Stone Sense on Snap? And he won't.
Would that even work like
I
that?
don't think that works like that.
What kind of stone do you get turned into?
I could still read his mind with the helmet, though, right?
No.
He's not...
There is nothing there. He's
No
incapacitated. There's no consciousness there.
Incapacitated doesn't mean no consciousness. He's still...
I am considered an object at this
Yeah.
point in
Yeah,
time.
right
I am not
now-
a creature.
Right now, Snap is a
Hey,
wonderful
don't,
guardian.
hey, don't let anybody objectify you, Snap, okay?
But
Right now, Snap
Everything
looks
has a price.
great as a scarecrow. which
but
is
that
convenient.
Did
That
you just say
way-
the words, everything has a price?
Yes, that is Snap's mentality.
Gross! In relation to what the joke that I made.
But that would lean to Augie being able to stone sense him, since he is now an object of stone.
I'm going to say that you look at the stone and you judge that at one point this was a living creature.
Right, but I can get his memories.
How
or
much is he worth, though?
history. That's what I'm trying, since he's so cryptic with everybody. My thought is, if I stone sense him, maybe I can start to understand.
Link stone sense. Just
That's what I was looking up as well.
I respect how much you were.
History checks concerning stonework.
all right. Roll a history check.
And it's double proficiency,
It's a double proficiency.
You got expertise.
so that'll just give me a +3. Damn it.
This stone was once a Kanku.
I don't mean to quibble,
Well, damn.
but the creature is incapacitated, not unconscious.
See the
There's
condition.
nothing. There's no thought.
Okay.
Snap is the equivalent of a vegetable right now.
His brain is a rock.
His brain is
Yes.
Yep.
he may not be dead in there, but there's also no life. He is comatose and stone.
He's in purgatory.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's he really is. It's comatose. There's no thought going.
Knowing that our plan is to wait until he hatches out of his little shell, Oglis is gonna stay near him, ready to heal or provide assistance when needed.
Ooh, that is a good question. Do I get the benefits of a long rest?
You do not,
I didn't think so.
and you also will not realize any time has passed.
And I'm perfectly fine with that.
So whatever your last thought was going before you got turned to stone is going to be exactly what you do when you come out of.
Oh, cool. That's going to be following up another shocking grasp.
To know.
Just stated.
You all start to drift off to sleep. Who is keeping watch? I assume Isoba.
As the one who is not drifting off to sleep, Isoba will keep watch.
All right, I need
Isoba
you
is
to
done.
roll.
Isoba is done having spooky ass dreams without his consent.
I would like you to roll. Oh, you think that you get to choose? That's adorable.
If I never sleep, I can't have dreams.
I can't have dreams if I don't fucking sleep.
Oh, you had a fucking vision while you were awake.
Yeah, but she can't get me.
And so you think.
Reception check.
This is at normal because Wind is sticking with Snap.
It is adorable that you think.
Isoba does actually legitimately think that, but he also did want to just not have to sleep anymore.
Alright, the roll is actually going to matter. Okay. So, as you sit, keeping watch, every so often looking out to make sure that nothing's happened to Snap, you hear soft footstep, somewhat at a distance. And a voice carry along the air. Now, who's destroying my
I'm only
creation?
getting bits and pieces. Hold on,
You're
sorry.
supposed to be getting bits and pieces.
Okay.
There. And you hear more footsteps leaving your camp.
Is anybody else awake right now?
Nope.
I am not telling anybody about that. We are waking up. We are waiting for Snap to unpetrify, and we are getting the fuck out of here. Isoba is done with this bullshit.
So what are you guys doing with your 24 hours of downtime?
Yep. Because you guys got another 10 hours before Snap breaks out of his egg again.
Where else I suppose it makes sense to gather up all this valuable dust?
Oh, right. Like, what the fuck?
Nah, he just
The
He's not a
dust, as you pick
thinking
it up and run it through your fingers, doesn't seem to be, it's just stone. Just powdered. It's just sand at this point.
While the voice in the sky may think that this is not valuable, I assure him with a proper application of fast talk, it can be sold as a cure for any number of things. Want to be a rock hard man? There you go.
Gross.
I mean, it's for those people that want Artoria's legs splayed out.
Gross.
I'm gonna go down and gather all those mushrooms down here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go just start lighting things on fire. I'm done.
Smokey the Bear says no.
Fine.
As you come awake this morning, you find that there is a heavy drizzle. Everything is wet. Good luck setting fires.
No, it's actually been relatively dry.
In
You're also in the deep forest, and everything is damp always.
Always.
in our 10 hours, could I also brew another vial of my ointment?
Yeah, if you guys have any downtime activity for the next 10 hours, go for it.
Rogue adds a few more spikes to his gun.
Maybe like
Artoria will hunt, I guess.
freaking
Ooh, actually.
clean off like the metal that they got from the thing, because I'm sure it still has like
Oh,
shit
it's got nice
attached.
like bits on it. Yeah, you can clean that up.
Make it all shiny and useful. Maybe mess with the little, see if like the little useless broken bits, like if it's meltable or not, if you could make like ingots or something. Just like small little things just to experiment with it.
Yep, you can start messing around with it. Isoba, roll a wisdom check as well. Okay. As you're pacing and bored and going, I should just light this whole fucking place on fire. You reach into your pouch and you pull out one of the feathers. And you're reminded of the vision you had of the feather floating into the forest. And you feel something wanting to keep you here.
Isoba sighs very heavily.
What's wrong, Isoba?
You see Isoba's holding a white feather.
Ooh, that's pretty. Where'd you find that here?
Oh, he misses snap.
Artoria,
No,
make a religion check.
I do want to say I do have a number of these white feathers adorning my staff.
Intelligence boost check.
It's a pretty feather.
Pretty feather. And after Rogue's comment, Artoria will just like plop a hand on his shoulder and be like, "He's gonna be okay in just a couple hours. We just gotta wait." Ooh. Also with in a little bit of downtime. Round 2 with communicating with wind. Artoria is gonna go up to the little owl again with food because it has been a long time without the owl eating food and she still doesn't know whether it wants to consume or not.
It's your owl.
It looks at you, looks at the food, continues going back to just being a sentry.
You just lay the little bit of meat down, like on Snap's stone head, and he's like, "It's there." Just not sure what the level of sentience of this bird on the other bird, and wordedly just returned to the others.
Wind is very sentient as far as sapient is concerned.
Yeah, that was poor phrasing on my part, but
So, as you all peter about and do your various attacks, you hear a and you watch as the arm of the Kanku suddenly breaks out and a bolt of electricity bursts out of his hand.
Yeah, if there's someone next to me, they might be getting zapped on accident.
I think most of you were not standing next to the statue at the time. But it isn't audible.
I'll say DM discretion on where I went back after I collected the mushrooms, because I was.
If you're just collecting them, I would say. I mean, that's up to you.
roll a d8 for the direction that Snap was facing.
Well, he was facing this way.
Yeah, I was facing the square literally right next to the obelisk.
Oh yeah,
Because that's where that statue was.
Here's an idea. Roll D100.
Give him a wild magic effect.
Basically.
Roll a D100.
Miss Wild.
81.
Roll an attack.
Not the words I wanted to hear.
I miss. You're lucky. Then again, he wasn't expecting it.
You feel the hand, as, well, he heard the
Sneak
snap
attack.
cracking and saw your arm start to break free.
Yes, but he wasn't expecting the shocking grasp.
I'm gonna say he misses.
I know.
But you
I'm
watch
just gonna
as
get
a
right now.
bolt just bursts out of his hand, and as the panic starts to set in, you start to rip parts of the stone off one piece at a time, and you finally break out, and it's kind of like coming out of the egg again, and it's a very odd experience.
Except a lot drier.
A lot drier, and there's dust in your mouth, and you're thirsty as shit.
Well, welcome back, Snap.
See, told you he'd be fine. But his beak is all tied shut.
Oh yeah, there's rope around your beak.
That would have been the next course of action. Once I was broken free, would have been taking a dagger and just slicing straight through it.
Yeah, good thing that we secured that to prevent the lockjaw.
And
Wait,
with
wouldn't
him
that
being
give him worse lockjaw?
and with him being unaware of how much time has passed, he's just kind of glaring at everybody, like, what the fuck?
Snap!
Artoria screams and runs towards you.
Dagger's going to be immediately pointed in that direction.
Now-
As he
now,
came
Sh-
to with his beak tied shut.
Now, Snap, I want you to stay calm. The year is 10 years since the last year that you thought it was.
Okay, no, we are not doing that one.
Oh, come on, it'd be funny.
You got petrified.
A little bit.
And thankfully, Prudence understood how petrification works and knew that you would get out in 24 hours.
Snap's just going to kind of glance at the tiefling.
He just grins. Yep. And here you are.
And here you are.
Oh.
Points at the rope that's now laying on the ground. Making a hand gesture like, what the hell is this about?
Doria shrugs.
So does Prudence. Yeah.
You the one who did it?
Shut up.
So, we've has collected the several skulls, and I believe we're making ready to head, continuing east to the village.
Dungeoneer's pack has a water skin, yeah?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, it does.
You reach into your pack and your spider is still alive.
Cool. But, he's more interested in his water skin right now.
Thirstable.
Okay. You drink plenty.
Yeah, I'm still keeping an eye on everybody. Because the whole rope thing has him a little wary now.
Prudence. I just didn't question it at first because you're the only one who knew anything about petrification. They
Take
keep
this.
throwing under the bus.
It was insurance. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
So, you pick up your stuff, and it is almost nighttime now. Because Snap went into the rock as nighttime.
Oh no, but
So, you're probably gonna have to camp again.
So, we kept some organs, I think. How are they holding up?
Not so great. Starting to smell a little bit.
and we turn them into anything right here, right now.
I'm not someone. I never really deal with potions, so.
I don't really do anything
Not
that isn't
my
a
thing.
blade.
Well, stick to what you're good at. Just kind of like pats her on the shoulder.
And
So I assume you're all going to sleep.
No.
Yeah.
Someone's keeping watch.
Kenku's climbing
We
back
probably
up
just
the tree.
stay at the fucking walls and then.
Yeah, for the rest of Kenku's climbing back up the tree.
Does the Kenku want the rotting organs?
I think the rotting organs emit petrification gas.
Well, there was that, and then there was something else we got, I think, last
No,
horn.
it was just
horn.
it was just the petrification sack.
And a horn.
You got a horn. The horn is made
Horns
of
don't
metal.
rot.
No, but I mean, like, from something else.
Oh,
Well, didn't
from
we
one of
get-
the warp beasts. Not warp beasts, fucking what are they called?
Split
Well,
wolves.
they
wolves,
they
what the fuck am I
melted, but
talking about?
so I don't think there was like an organ from them.
You didn't collect anything from the split bulls because you burnt them to cinders.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking about, but I felt
The
like
Kenku
it
has a
was-
fox that he'll eat on by himself.
Metal.
So you all head to sleep for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Including Isoba.
Excuse you? Excuse you? Hold on, no. I gotta look this up. Because I think it does say magical effects can't put me to sleep, but I didn't write that down anywhere.
Warlocks are fun like that.
You wanna have fun. I won't stop you.
Hey, it's your backstory, man.
I'll
Trying to flush
follow
out your
along.
page?
divine intervention will supersede any wants and desires of my.
As you sit watching the small campfire that you've set up, just flickering, you watch as a feather just floats down and lands beside you. It's white, same length as the feathers you're used to finding. Then another falls a little bit away. Then another. And it leads out of the walls that you're using as a camping ground. Your vision starts to leave you. And it starts to jump between each of the feathers. Start going further and further. With each feather that's falling to the ground, your vision jumps again to the next one. More and more and more, your vision follows this path, train of fallen white feathers. It leads you to a ruin. Large enough to have been a prominent town in the center of this forest. At one point, it might have been a lively place, but now it is barren, empty. Plants slowly taking it. Suddenly something shifts. Long, slender, covered in silken garments. The body is gray as stone. And it shifts slowly, making its way between broken walls and pillars. You watch as this creature lifts something up and with horrible fanged teeth takes a bite into it. The sound, not a crunch, but a horrible squish of wet, dripping meat. Your vision is pulled back, bouncing backwards along the train of feathers. And you're suddenly pulled into yourself again. Blink. Unsure of how long you've been in that daze. As you stare down into your book. And as you stare upon your book, into a page that was blank, a few words are scribbled into it. Follow my path. Suddenly the words vanish. And you're left alone in the darkness.
I will take the dagger off my hip, just prick my finger and just press it on the page.
You're just placing a thumbprint?
Yeah, I swear.
You watch as you pull your finger back, the thumbprint remains for a moment. And then you watch the blood start to shift, move along the page. And it spells out 2 words.
You better.
Oh, that was great.
Fuck you!
That was fucking perfect.
That was the best. What did they actually say?
God damn it, Payton.
Sorry.
They spell out my champion.
Interesting. I don't know what to do with this information.
As morning takes the sky, the rest of you start to awaken.
Oh, thanks for keeping watch there. Ready, head out. East, right?
Was it east that the feathers went?
A little bit north. Artoria, you know that your horde also went north.
Isoba will say, "Let us go that way," and point exactly in the direction of the feather.
It's the same direction the path continues along.
Perfect. That way we'll go.
But I thought we was.
We'll
Oh
go to
yeah,
the
that's
town too.
fine. So we'll just
We're exploring the forest. That was the main goal. Hunting monsters too.
See,
We'll
I
find
seem
more
to
monsters
remember it
to
being cut east directly across the forest, but that's
hunt
fine.
monsters and explore it along the way. You're right.
Yes.
I have been told to go this way.
You get a funny look from Artoria, like.
Bahoo.
I have.
I think it's by
Yes.
whom.
I am on a similar mission, it would seem.
Good. I had hoped so.
Oh, hold up.
Yes, I'm a little concerned as well.
Happens when
what
you have
mission-
celestials and deities making
What-
most of the big decisions for you.
What mission exactly? Because
That's
we
the
didn't
thing.
all
They really
sign
like
up.
being obscure.
We didn't quite sign up for a random celestial mission. We came to hunt monsters and get.
Oh, monsters we will be hunting, but a very
likely.
specific one apparently. It has teeth.
Well, yes, many do. Could we perhaps narrow it down more than that?
Yeah.
What
Can it
you
look like
remember? Not Artoria, Isoba. What you remember from your vision bipedal, gray skin, fangs within the mouth.
Vampire.
It's usually where they are.
Peyton, I feel like that was not the.
Can I try to?
I don't know what you're talking about. That is
Can I maybe
totally
try
what
to
it
put them
is.
together, though?
Roll a d20 and add your charisma. Just your straight spellcasting modifier.
Boom.
Ooh.
You think back and you try to recall the vision you had. The being was female. It's hard to see. No, you did see something else. Something about their head was moving. It wasn't hair, it was moving too independently. Snakes.
Was it snakes? It was snakes.
There's a head. Her head is wreathed in snakes.
Oh, God.
Why they gotta be snakes on this plane?
On this material plane.
So is you saying that out loud?
Do you? Useful box?
Yeah, I would relay that to the group.
I want everyone to roll an Arcana check.
Nope.
Woo!
Snap only dabbles in the arcane. He doesn't actually
Um,
study it.
Obviously, we
Artoria
must hurry
is
to help
Pokemon
this
and
woman.
Prudence. As soon as the word snakes come out, all of you at once go, Medusa.
Yep.
Oh, really? I once knew this woman, Mildred. She actually had quite a nice coif of snake and snake-like. Guess you know.
Well, I certainly wish it was just a woman with a fabulous headdress. Don't think that's the case yet.
Suddenly, the Gorgon, the stone curse, it all is making sense. This is a garden for...
Well, good news. I'm sure one of our god-like parents will give us a shield, a helmet, and a fancy sword any second now.
No, I say we start burning it down now.
Oh,
That'll take a long time, but I completely agree.
burning what's down? The forest?
Just gotta make sure not to look too intently if we're going
You
after
do know that
Medusa.
the three of you, especially Prudence, know that Medusa's petrification ability comes from her eyes. As long as you fight without looking upon her, she cannot force your gaze.
Okay, so battle strategy. I'm going to look at the ground. You guys are going to tell me where she is. I'm going to tackle her to the ground and cover her eyes.
You also know that the snakes upon her head can lash out at a pretty long range,
Less good plan.
and you may get a face full of snake doing. Prudence rolled natural 20. Prudence, you once again, same book. This is all the same fucking book for you. It's just one. All of this is coming out of one book you happen to pick up.
The petrification
Petrification Almanac. You know that if a Medusa sees her reflection in a mirrored surface within a short distance from herself, she is also prone to the same effects of her stunning gaze.
Pondering gadgets that might help.
Well, this one's a little fancy. We call it a brown paper bag.
It's at this point that the Kenku gets everybody's attention by emitting a high-pitched whistle.
Yes, snap.
And then immediately tosses a bit of sand. And that happens.
You watch as the Kanker reaches their hands forward and a barrage of color bursts from their hand.
Ow.
Let's see how many of you were blinded. For 6 seconds.
What's the roll?
36 hit points worth of people, so probably none of us at the moment.
Nope.
You knew.
Not me.
I don't think anyone. I think you've all broken past the 30 mark.
Paladin, no! You fiend! Oh, my poor boy.
See,
Girl.
here's the funny thing. If I had aimed that at myself, I would have blinded myself.
You would have
I would've
blinded
taken-
yourself.
Yep,
Snap is the lowest of you guys.
because I have 36 hit points exactly.
Yeah, that one hit from that creature didn't just paralyze him, it almost fucking killed him.
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus.
yeah, it literally knocked me down to about half health.
It hit him till it knocked him to 20.
Yeah, there's a reason why I don't get up close and personal.
Well, why did you?
Rogues!
Because it was a natural assumption of the shocking grass didn't do anything to the statue. It's good, let's
yeah.
move.
Oh, yeah. I remember what happened now.
So, you're all faced with the daunting knowledge knowing that there is a rather, intimidating foe north of you.
Well, I mean, if I was to climb a high enough tree and then just shoot it for a couple minutes, I'm sure it'd be fine.
You have a scope that has mirrors in it?
Well, I'm sort of hoping she won't see me.
Ah.
Isoba,
I can use my
now
magic
that
to
the
keep her
idea of
attention
a
on me.
Medusa is starting to crawl through your mind, you're starting to remember that the voice you heard the other night, feminine,
And a little snaky.
and a little snaky.
A little long draw on the S.
Isoba does not relay this to the group.
Slinky.
Can make a rope that binds things all by itself.
Though he did specifically say light footsteps. Aren't Medusas typically snake lower bodies?
No.
Those are Nagas.
Those are Naga.
Ah.
And
Smite,
Yon-
you
Shows
my,
what the
my
Kenku
knowledge
knows.
from you fails me.
Sure. You is both dead set on fighting a Medusa, eh?
Rogue, you're still pretty sure the Medusa, the snakes on their head, is just an accessory. No one could have snake hair.
Well, no, it's obviously just a fashion. they're suffering from some subtle misunderstanding.
And you've yet to meet a woman that's ever caught your gaze so stunning that you turned to stone.
Exactly. This Miss Dusa is obviously just misunderstood.
Miss Deuce.
Natural one. Natural one. And I believe we will leave you all to ponder that boss fight for 2 weeks.
Mirror shades for everyone.
Oh, wonderful.
Because it is almost midnight. I've been given 4 hours. I want to continue. I don't want to keep Sin up that long.
Well, that's where we just take a break. Casey gets the overlay and launches it.
No, I do also have to sleep.
Yeah, sleep is important. and a Medusa fight, I feel like
Could go for a bit.
Might take some time.
I could swing a bit.
Yeah, it could be swingy.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, stream.